Hello. I was like, click it. Welcome everybody. Hi. I am so very excited to be here, as is my dog. I don't know if he's on screen. That's okay. Y'all, I am honored to say that this is my very first one shot that I've ever GM'd. And so I have a huge thank you to Jess behind the scenes, to Nick, to Nadine, to Duval, and to Dan for joining me for this. Um, we have a lot of fun stuff planned. So right before we basically jump right into it, I want to tell y'all a little bit about the incentives. And then I'm gonna have everybody introduce yourselves and your characters. At the very least, give me their names, give me a touch of something about them, so we can all jump in together with it. So first of all, $5, you're gonna get a +1 to any roll. So including after you've rolled, you can use it at any point in time. So y'all, if you want to help them out, they might need it. Maybe nothing will go wrong and it'll be a lovely time and you won't need it at all. But in case, for $15, you get a hero point to any of the players, which you don't want to do, but you could also give the hero point to me, which I know you do want to do. So just bring them on over here. If you are not familiar with Pathfinder, a hero point is basically like a reroll. It is not advantage. You have to use the second roll. So that also leaves to some fun shenanigans as well. For $25, we have a Pathfinder 2e Wild Magic Surge Tibble. And I'm excited because I haven't actually looked at everything that's on that Wild Magic Surge table, so I'm sure it'll be great. For $50, you want to give that over here. Every player gets an extra action on their next turn. As a disclaimer here, I want to bring this up. A couple of the players here are new to Pathfinder 2e, so we are going to go fast and loose on the rules. I love to bring people into Pathfinder 2e, so we are going to talk a little bit of rules to help y'all also watching along with us, but we're not going to hang up on them. We're going to have some fun. It's all going to be great. And then for $75, I see there's a Sphinx riddle. There's no Sphinx in this one shot. I have no clue what that is. Maybe
Perception
we'll find
check.
out. It's like no. I don't know. It's like a big red button. I'm sure nobody wants to push it, so don't push the Sphinx button. I'm sure it'll be great.
I don't want to do it
With
now.
that, well, actually, Duval, I've heard down the grapevine. Let's start with you. We're gonna introduce you first here because I'm talking to you. I've
Sure.
heard you love puzzles. I heard that's a really your thing.
Boy, that's so true.
I
Well,
think you particularly would love the Sphinx. I think we should get a lot of Sphinxes over for Duval.
Bring the noise.
Duval, why'd you get us started? Introduce yourself, who you're playing tonight, and all that jazz. And your pronouns
Awesome.
and your character pronouns, please.
For sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Jacob Plick, Duval King Jacob on Twitter and Instagram and everywhere one can be found on the webs, etc. I am the Dungeon Master for a little show called Duval and Dragons over on So Many Games Twitch. I'm also a co-founder of the Empatheater, which is my Twitch home away from home. And also with this lovely GM badass here, cast member on Outcast on Outclass over on Waffles Maple Syrup. And today I'll be playing my second ever Pathfinder 2e character, which is Krembus Preltendrith. And we both use he/him pronouns, and he is a green-scaled kobold bard.
Ooh, I love it. Why don't you popcorn it over to whoever you'd like?
I would like to popcorn it to Dan.
Hi, everybody. My name is Dan. You can find me all around the internet at Nat1Fun, pretty much anywhere. YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, mostly. I am doing all of the TTRPG things, mostly D&D these days, but I do love me some Pathfinder. I run games professionally off of StartPlaying.games, and I also have run a lot of actual plays and such. You can find the whole backlog on my YouTube channel. But mostly these days, I'm actually doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. You'll see me being the producer for shows, a lot of tech production for some great people.
Amazing. And who are you playing?
And I am playing Karnoth, the half-orc champion. He is also him, and he's ready to rock some socks. He's got kind of like what is it, bluish gray skin with completely black, like sclera and all eyes, with like golden flecks all through his eyes.
Ooh, I love it.
Ooh.
Who would you like to popcorn it over to?
Let's pop it on over to Nick, since you're like right next to me.
Hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Nick. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Scry Society. I typically run monthly charity streams with a new cast and a new cause every month. I have recently gone on a hiatus as life has gotten rather busy for me. So my own charity stream has been put on pause, but I have been trying to continue to stay in touch with the community by participating in awesome charity streams like this one. I'm also the community manager for Shard Tabletop, virtual tabletop for 5th edition D&D. And tonight I am playing Relic, who is actually a throwback character to a D&D character that I played for years on a podcast. And I converted him from a Warforged cleric from D&D to an automaton cleric in Pathfinder for tonight. Very excited to see kind of some of the differences. This is my first Pathfinder game, but I've been watching Syrup run Pathfinder games for years now, so I know that I'm in very good hands. So very excited. And I'll popcorn it over to Nadine.
It's me, Nadine. Hi, everyone. I'm Nadine. I use any pronouns. I am the resident international. I'm currently in Australia, Perth, Australia. I am a voice actor. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, all that jazz, at NE_actor. And I am going to be playing Elias Fawkes today. He, they pronouns. I've never played Pathfinder. I am very, very new to this. I'm going to be playing a dwarf courier ranger, and I like to think of him as a very tired FedEx driver.
I think
I
that's
love
incredible.
that. I adore that. Nadine, also extra thank you for waking up so early to join us for this. We're very
Gift of
honored.
course.
Never complaining
y'all,
about call time ever again.
yeah, we are
Right?
not allowed. While we all get progressively more tired, Nadine's gonna progressively wake up. It's gonna be great. But y'all, I am Syrup. As some have mentioned, I am usually GMing over on the Waffles Maple Syrup channel, which is me and my partner's channel. He's Waffles, I'm Syrup. But this is my very first one shot, like I said, and so I'm so excited. I'm really, really looking forward to this. I will also just give credit where credit is due, because I would not be able to have done this one shot to be here if it wasn't for Waffles' help. So I just want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Waffles for helping me prep this one shot, for giving me this beautiful gift. I hope I do it justice. But with that, also a shout out and thank you to Jess for doing all of this, for having us be here, and for running all the tech and all the behind the scenes amazingness. So thank you, Jess, as well. Super appreciate it. Okay. I mean, I could delay it further if you'd like, or we could just get right into it. I mean, your choice.
So how's the weather in Australia, actually?
Well,
so, like...
never mind. We have donations flowing in. We can't delay this any longer. We gotta get going. So let's get it going. Each of you have, in the past few weeks, received a letter inviting you to Fadar Manor for the annual ball. Regardless of your personal decisions and intentions to attend, it's not long after receiving this invitation that you each, individually, separately, are approached by Mayor Brunmira. She has some misgivings about this ball, as annually, she lets you know soon after this ball, someone is found to be missing. Or found different, or there's just something odd going on. Now, the issue is that the sway the Fadar have in town is strong. They are one of the noble families here with a lot of influence. And as such, she can't really call them out publicly without concrete proof. Well, that's why she approached each of you. She has asked each of you to attend this ball and find proof before somebody else goes missing. Do so successfully, and you will be rewarded. You will not be alone either. But to avoid suspicion, Mayor Bronmira does not want you all to gather together ahead of time. No. Instead, she's going to pull some strings to the back end here. She's going to ensure that you are seated with your allies. So don't worry, you'll find them at the ball. Now, that meeting has come and passed, and now it is the night, the eve of the ball. Each of you have made your way to, well, however you made your way. Carriage, walking, to this area of town where a lot of the nobles live. Each of these houses is pretty far distance from each other, so you know there's not going to be much around here. You're going to have to rely on your allies in order to get this done. Help is far from here. Well, let's get this going. So each of you arrive individually, like we said. You, from the outside, as you approach, it is the only building in view for quite a while. And looking around, the sun is beginning to set, casting long shadows off the large stone 2-story manor. You watch as the dirt path turns into a well-laid cobblestone path surrounded by plants, trees, well-manicured lawns. And it leads up to a front porch and the front door. As you approach, outside the front door, you see 2 small dolls? Who here is familiar, would be familiar, with the upper class life around here?
I believe my character has some, I guess, higher upbringings, if you will.
Absolutely. Karna, without a doubt, without a blink, you look at these and you know exactly what they are. There are what people call soulless dolls colloquially, but you know it's quite the fad amongst nobility here to use them as just, you know, valets, as help around the house. And you see these 2 standing, waiting for attention. They look oddly doll-like. You know, you have their limbs, think like a Barbie doll, in terms of like how you can tell the limbs are slightly put together. And aside from that, though, they're wearing fine clothing, and their eyes glow a faint blue glow.
I kind of lean down towards them as I looked at them. I'm wearing like almost full, like very regal, like full plate armor, essentially. And I kind of lean down. Hello, little ones.
Hello. Invitation.
Yes, one moment. I'm gonna reach behind me into my little pouch that I have, and I will hand the invitation that I was given.
They take the invitation. We see them kind of, their eyes glow a little as they look at it, recognizing it as authentic, because you did receive one. They hand it back to you. Welcome. And the other one that hasn't spoken yet reaches up, and these are small little beings, and you see it kind of just float up into the air, turn the doorknob for you, open the door, floats back down, and goes back to each to their positions.
I don't think I'll ever get used to that. Do you have a coat closet?
Well, they don't respond. But the door opens. And walking through the front door, we're going to pause. Because I want to know the order in which everybody here enters. Who's next?
Dibs on last because Crembris is late AF always.
Excellent.
I
Dibs
think
on last.
Relic could arrive after Karnoth.
Excellent. Why don't you tell us what Relic looks like a little bit and how they react to these soulless dolls?
Yes, so Relic is interestingly, formal wear is an interesting obstacle for Relic because he is powered by a literal forge in his abdomen, which he can, has like a little grate here that you can always see like a constant burning fire going on inside. So he is basically wearing like a tux vest that's like cut off right here with like long coattails in the back, but then it's just like shining metal exterior in the center, and probably just like some sort of uh, matching pants situation going on. But yeah, it's mostly the top that's probably the most eye-catching. I think as he approaches and sees these, how big did you say they are?
They're small.
Okay. Greetings, my fellow automatons. It is a pleasure to meet you.
They sort of, you see them just completely like like just there, lifeless, until you approach closer. And as you approach closer, they both, in synchronized timing, just look up at you. Their eyes glow blue. Hello. They look at each other, look at you. We are not automaton. Welcome. Invitation?
Yes, of course. I grab the invitation, and as I hand it to them, I also slip a business card for the United Automaton Workers Union and say, if you need representation, you can contact us. We meet every Wednesday.
They just look at it, look at you. You see them file it like behind the invitation, do the eye glow, check the invitation's authenticity, hand both back to you. Thank you.
I see. You must have memorized the number. That I understand.
And as soon as you have taken the invitation back, they go back to their post after again opening the door for you in the same way. And we'll pause here to the next individual that arrives.
Yeah, probably Elias, coming a bit rushed and sweaty from his last job. Arrives. We probably walk up, completely not notice the dolls. Be like, oh, damn, is this the right address? Oh.
Welcome.
Oh, jeez.
Invitation.
Hello. Invitation. Pats himself. Okay. Hands over like a crumpled invitation.
You see for like this brief moment when you're not able to find it, like you would not know the difference, but everybody else maybe who has, the camera and the audience sees a slight shift in their demeanor for a brief moment. But as soon as you're like, they go back to their, as expected, and they take it and they look at it, and you see them take a moment to straighten it out, and it takes longer than is necessary to straighten out every single corner. They flatten it out.
Don't have very good pockets on these uniforms.
Yes, well, thank you.
I'll just go in.
And there's this like pause of like these are soulless dolls, and yet you still feel like they're slightly judging somehow. And there's that longer pause before welcome, and they like open the door for you.
Okay, you're right. Walks in.
And that leaves us with Crenbris.
Around the corner, about 15, 20 feet away, you hear the sounds of a tuning guitar. And you see about a 3'4" green scaled kobold wearing supposed to be the outline of a beige dress shirt. The classic frill because bard, lol. With a matching hashtag bard. Actually not matching. It's more of like a dark blue trench coat, collar up, up towards the neck. Kind of the what you would see is the frill, if you will, of like almost like a mohawk down to his shoulders, but there's a really long build, very like Indiana Jones like hat, and on his back is a matching sort of small mandolin, and his mouth is matching the mandolin is a white oak pipe that he's smoking. So he's just tuning.
So classy, so noir.
As always, right on time. And he'll spin around and go to walk in. As he walks up, I'm assuming there's steps, or is it just like straight ahead?
It's like a one step up into like the porch.
Yeah, and he'll kind of like play like a note or three and mage hand the invitation from inside of his shirt and show it up. towards these dolls.
There's a slight delay as the invitation reaches almost their vicinity before you've entered this sort of like radius from them. And it doesn't do anything until you step forward as well, and then they light up as with everybody else and say, welcome. Thank you. Scanning it.
I overheard the instructions.
Thank you. Wait for you to take it, and once it leaves their hand, they open the door for you as well. Well,
Hope you get to watch the entertainment later. Walks in.
at that point, they have kind of returned, and lifelessness again returns to them. Each of you see this. When each of you walk in through the front door, you are hit almost immediately with sensory overload. Fresh meats, mead, and warmth fills the air almost as thickly as the voices of guests, from singing to laughing to just plain talking. And as if not wanting to give you even a moment to recover from the shock of this, there, on either side of the door, as soon as you step forward, are two elves standing in the entranceway. On the left, a dark-skinned, male-presenting elf with long, dark hair, stylishly swept back into an ornate hairpin, with an ornate hairpin. And on the right, a lighter-skinned, elven female with brown hair and a long, elegant emerald dress. The man speaks first. Well, hello there, and welcome to my party. He addresses each of you by name, without any hesitation. Please, right this way. Please, you feel free to join us for tea or something stronger if you so wish. If you need anything, do not hesitate to ask myself or Amara, as he points across to the female elf. And she greets you in kind. Feel free to look around, enjoy yourself. We have some wonderful new works of art around the house. The bell will be rung when dinner is served. Enjoy.
Inquiry.
Sorry, for those that know. Yes.
Might I ask as to the servants who greeted us at the entrance? Are they constructs of your own making?
Indeed, they are not so much constructs. And the man steps forward. And you all, having had invitations, by the way, do know that this man's name is Orion. So this Orion and Amara. Orion steps forward. They are. Are you not familiar with the trend recently? They're rather new, actually. But yes, we imbue them ourselves with our own life magic.
Ah, so they lack sentience.
Correct. They only do as instructed.
Oh, okay. That is a comfort. I was worried that perhaps you were creating some sort of living homunculi under some sort of forced servitude, but I am much pleased to hear that that is not the case.
Oh, Relic, don't even worry. We would never want to put you in such discomfort. I hope the sight of them did not alarm you in any way.
No, they were
you
quite
all right?
pleasant.
Excellent, excellent. Well, like I said, enjoy. Feel free to mingle, and tea and snacks, but dinner will be served in a little, and have a good time looking around.
Thank you, my lady.
She curtsies at you.
Kren walks kind of near them, not necessarily like up to him. We can smoke in here, right?
Oh, you see her kind of look around. That's fine, of course. Whatever makes you most comfortable. Although, should the other guests become bothered, there is a little courtyard.
Looks to the courtyard. Seems far. Just keeps walking.
So, you do look forward to the courtyard, and you notice something immediately interesting, but why don't you go ahead and make me a perception check?
First roll, first roll, first roll.
And while you do, we will come back to that, so remember your roll, Nadine.
I would say, I think Karnoth during this time is taking off his like decorative breastplate and like hanging it up on the wall there.
Perfect.
There's a breastplate. Hook.
Yeah, there's oddly there's an armor hook, and then there's like a clothing hook.
Yeah.
They're
Reinforced.
1,000 breastplates on my
Oh, wait, let
They
me
have
get to
little
mine.
labels.
Yeah, I have to
You'll
take
hit
a
someone,
little.
clang, clang, clang.
I get a little number.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a coat check on one side, and then opposite it is the armor check.
Armor check, of course, obviously.
I think Elias would go back through the invitation and just be like, "Is it goddamn black tie? Why does everyone look so fancy?"
You definitely look at Carnoth, and Carnoth is dressed in like really, really high fancy furs. Like he has like a wolf fur kind of like covering like his shoulders that kind of comes down to like his chest area, and then the rest is kind of like a cloth or leather outfit.
When you do
Very
step
nice.
in, Elias, you see the Amara looks you over, but without skipping a beat. The man just kind of looks at you and says, welcome, Elias. I'm so glad you come in comfort. That is the foremost thing that we ask, that you come and enjoy yourself."
Listen, if my boots don't have holes, what's the point of them?
He tries so hard to like, indeed. Well,
It's an
tease this way.
age-old adage.
I am not familiar with this adage. Where is its origin?
You wouldn't know it. It's a dwarven thing.
Well, but funny enough, I was actually raised by dwarves.
Great.
You know, Elias, if you would like, I could take a look at those shoes and might be able to. And Relic definitely opens up his suit jacket, and there's like his blacksmithing tools. He says, I know I'm not a cobbler, but well, my uncle was, so I'd be happy to take a look.
Okay. And he just takes off his shoes and passes them to you.
Yeah.
So this
You
is
can see his
happening.
Socks have got like a hole where the toe is.
Oh no, it's worse.
I
It's
knew I
worse
should
with
have
the
worn my
suits
good
on.
ones.
Ada, I am committed to finding a way to use my quick repair feat in this one.
I hear
Weird
you.
bucket
I
list,
got
Nick.
you.
Weird
I
bucket
got
list.
you. So, Elias, as you kind of step forward, you kind of start heading off to the left where you see most people are gathered, and that is where Relic has been standing, overhearing this entrance. But Crenbris, as you were entering, you rolled that perception. What was that roll?
18.
18. So let me describe to all of you a little bit of what you're seeing here, and then I will add Crenbris what you see with your 18. So you walk in this little entranceway. Interestingly enough, it doesn't open up into a full open area like you might expect, but rather it opens up a little bit, and then you see a sort of like squared courtyard in the center of this house. And that courtyard has almost on all four sides of it, from what you see, these glass sort of like French door like situation that allows a lot of light in and out to the center of this space. And instead to your left, where Relic has been standing as well, is where the main event and mingling seems to be occurring. There are small circular tables set around with name placards around them, and you clock that as a place to go and find who your allies are, at least maybe for now, and with teas before dinner. And then there is a longer set table that seems to be like where the main family is sitting in this whole space, but there are dishes out, there are individual other soulless dolls walking about pouring tea and offering drinks and things like that. So this is where most of it is happening. To the right, instead, though, there is a small little corner where it is a fireplace and a little seating area. You see one or two individuals standing over there, and a long spiral staircase upwards on the right hand side. You see some doors in the back on the opposite end of the courtyard. But Crenbris, with 18, the first thing you clock in the center of this courtyard is a large statue. And it reaches up past the first floor, all the way to the second floor. As you walk forward and look up kind of as best you can from within the court, like without going out to the courtyard, you can see that There's probably windows or something up on the second floor to equally see it. This is an old statue, and it definitely gives you the feel like this was here first and the house was built around it.
Does the statue have any particular features that I recognize or anything?
Yeah, so you look it over and it looks again, this is without going out into the court, without giving it, this is not an investigation as much as kind of what you're seeing.
Yep.
There is it looks like it's feminine in figure. The little bit of the face you can see, which is really hard because it's high up there, seems to be very gentle features. They're hooded, wearing these flowing robes, and they seem to be holding like a staff with a it's like they're someone representing a caster of a kind. It's just some feminine caster.
Gotcha. I'll spin around, and anyone that's at a glance just looking towards him, he's got these reptilian red irises around his pupils, and he just maneuvers to just essentially like to sort of allude that he's gonna check outside for a minute. But he will absolutely classically take his time. Like, it's not a I'm walking, it's a like slow, like almost like he's like skating. It's just taking his time towards the door to the courtyard.
Okay. So as you all have entered, at this point, everybody has arrived. So as a reminder, you have no idea of all of these people that are here. You see a nice intermingling. You see, obviously each other. You see some elven individuals. You see some dwarven individuals and some human individuals. Those seem to be the majority of people mixing about here. But you don't know who you can rely on. You do note the mayor is here as well. The dwarven woman you've obviously met her before when she interacted with you. She's dressed a lot nicer, and she has braided her beard with like little gems and beads and things like that. That she definitely was not this decorated out when you first saw her. And although she sees you and makes very brief eye contact, she does not otherwise go to engage you, and you know that she has asked this to be sort of a private investigation. So, as Credbus, you might head to the courtyard, but do you all head to your seats first to see who each other are, or are you starting to mingle first without that?
Carno,
Go
please.
ahead.
we did the Zoom call thing.
Right.
Can you hear me? Huh?
You're on mute.
So, Karnoff will very much like to mingle a bit before heading to the table. Eyeing the table and noting where he needs to go, I will kind of go around and try to schmooze.
Perfect. So you eye the table, you see easily enough where your placard is, and you see that you seem to be seated with 4 other individuals.
So the question is this is something we were asked to do, and we don't know anybody here at all?
So you originally were invited to this outside of the mayor. So
Right.
I will leave it up to you if, are you from this town? Are you visiting? How come you got the invitation? That is all up to you. I will flow with whatever you give me there.
Right.
So if you want to tell me that you definitely know some people here, I will tell you who you recognize.
Well, I would like to use my one of my feats that I picked up called Courtly
Yes.
Graces. Essentially means that I was raised among nobility. I've learned proper etiquette and bearing, and allows myself to present myself in a noble fashion, meaning that I can try and make an impression on somebody, if that would be cool with you. I'd like to try and maybe befriend one of the random guests here, to maybe have somebody outside of our table
Yes.
of companions.
I like this for you. So, knowing to, using this feat, knowing that you have this finesse to your schmoozing, you take a look around. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a d6? I'll tell you who you meet.
D6. You got it. That is a 3.
A 3. So you see Alyssa. Up to you if you know her or not. But you see an individual. She's a younger to middle-aged human woman. She's not just as fine as everybody here, but you can tell that she is earnestly, enjoying the atmosphere and interacting with different people. She seems like a prime target to approach.
Okay. Karnoth will very daintily tap her on the shoulder. As she turns, he will already be mid-bow. And he kind of picks himself up and he goes, Alyssa, it's very nice to see you.
Oh, Karnoth, hello. It's lovely to see you too. Oh, I didn't know you'd be here. That's...
Honestly, it was a last-minute invite, but I'm glad I could make it. Alyssa, I had a question. Have you been to one of these parties before, like this? He said this is an annual thing.
Yeah, I have not. This is my first time. I mean, I'm newly established in town. I think the shop's been doing really well recently, so maybe that's why. But I mean, it's beautiful in here. Have you seen some of the art? I heard there's lots of stuff. I haven't even gone upstairs yet.
It's beautiful. The decor already is mind-blowing.
Yeah. So do you want to
Please.
roll me with your plus, using your feat, I'll give you a +2 to the roll, diplomacy, or you can convince me of whatever you want. I love, by the way, y'all, convince me of whatever you want to roll. I'm for it.
There's a lot of options.
What
so
information
it's
you're
great.
looking to gather.
So the feat specifically says you can use your society to make an impression. So I'll go ahead and use society on it. And the roll is a 17.
A 17. So she looks at you and she sees this, she feels a sort of kinship to the fact that you have also not been here in previous years. And so she looks at you, kind of leaning in a little bit. Honestly, this has been a little overwhelming. There is a lot, and this just started, but I'm really excited. I've already heard, the art, like I said, is it's honestly a little mind-blowing. That one, she kind of points across to one of the large, obscenely large paintings that runs across nearly the entirety of the wall. That apparently is brand new this year. They changed it out just for the party, and then I heard that they made new statues upstairs, although I don't know if that's for the... Somebody said it was something about security. I don't know about that, but there's also that oh god, I have never... I need to get in contact with their merchant.
It is something to behold. Alyssa, it has been a pleasure, my lady, but I believe I'm going to try and find my seat before the processions tonight. I hope that we can finish this conversation later.
Oh, for sure. Thank you. It's good seeing you. It's good seeing you. And you see her kind of look around and be like, oh, where do I go now? And she just books it for one of the drinks that somebody's carrying around.
He's mid-bow, so he doesn't see her leave, and he continues talking, saying it was a pleasure to see... Oh. And he just kind of turns his head back and forth a little bit and starts heading towards the table.
Perfect. Cranberries, are you headed to the courtyard? Maybe. Hello?
Oh, my headset just cut out. Say it one more time.
Oh, you're good. Are you headed to the courtyard?
Yes, I am.
And Relic and Elias, are you fixing his shoe?
Yes,
still?
Relic is going to head to the table and immediately begin working on repairing the shoe. I can't have
do you
Elias
put
here.
the shoe on the table?
100%.
Okay.
God.
Great.
I like
Roar!
Relic, like he puts his hand on the table and like in a very robotic fashion, like moves everything out of the way, not onto the ground, but just like to either
Separates
side.
it.
This is
And then-
the table, right?
Yeah,
This is the
Yes.
table, correct?
and
Yes.
like opens up his smithing tools, his tinker tools, and just starts going to work.
Excellent. So you move everything aside, kind of moving the name placards of the other people. Some of them kind of
Yep.
knocking over. So the next person to try to find this is going to have a little bit of a
Oh yeah.
tough time doing so. And as you do this, you put the shoe down on the table. One of the soulless dolls kind of comes up. You see, like, as people get seated, they're immediately like offered an option of like tea or something else. But as this one walks up and sees like the shoe just get placed on the table, you see it like almost like glitch a little.
I feel
Um,
like the camera would pan over to Karnoth, who had been walking over, and Karnoth has just stopped and mouth is like wide open. Like there's no way this is the right table. Like Karnoth's been
We-
flipping around.
Got a wild magic surge table earlier.
Oh, God.
So in this moment, Relic, roll me a d100.
Okay.
Oh yes,
Oh, that's really funny. That's really funny.
yes.
Right, let's see.
My shoes.
You,
They're
N-
now chickens.
Elias may or may
Oh,
not
no.
have shoes for the rest of this one.
I got
I
it.
mean, what are
Those-
shoes?
All right.
33.
33. Okay. Great. So
Oh dear.
you begin to work on these shoes, and this soulless doll comes up and begins to sort of like and as it does, Elias, I want to give you a moment here. What are you doing?
I have a feeling. Listen, you mentioned that there are other dwarves here, and I just
Yes.
have this feeling that I give the shoes over to Relic, and I'm like, I guess it's been 5 minutes and my shoes are off. And then immediately get swept up by like just a gaggle of dwarves. And I just imagine like the camera cutting to Elias and just being like, no, my mother was Halterskin, but you know, I really don't look it. But you know, just no, yeah. Don't really
not-
follow that anymore. Just, you know, kind of separate from that. But you know, all praise to Torag.
About the shoes, though, Dorgs, do you just don't like them? Or
A good friend of mine wants to fix them for me as a late birthday present.
oh, do you not have more than one pair of shoes? You know,
It kind of just happens for a spur of the moment kind of thing.
at this moment, suddenly it gets a little darker behind you, and you turn around, and there is like a dark rain cloud over your entire table, and it begins to pour over you, Relic. Just heavy rain in a 30-foot radius around you.
This
Um,
will not do.
Crenbus, you are halfway towards the courtyard when you see this, if you wish to.
Can I do something?
Please.
Relic, like rather than trying to deal with it, he just like opens up like a wrist panel on his like wrist, and presses a few buttons, and he's just gonna cast a shield spell over him so that the rain will just like. But he does not care about any. It just goes right back to tinkering.
Okay.
Or sorry, the shield cantrip.
Shield cantrip. Okay. So I believe in Pathfinder 2 shield the cantrip is a little bit similar to the fact that you can use that raise the shield reaction.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna imagine that you're sort of just like doing that reactionarily to like
Yep.
do it at the very top of you, and
Yeah.
and as you continue to work.
Yep.
So right when Relic, like right before Relic does that, Crenbus turns around, and grabs his mandolin, Do you need some? No, apparently not. All right then. And then just like slowly about faces back towards the courtyard.
As you go to turn around, you do catch on a name plate that at this point has like fallen to the ground or onto like the chair. You see your name written on a name card at this table.
Seems the fates have taught me well. And he'll lean down and pick it up.
Welcome. Please take a seat. Apologies. I believe the sprinkler system has malfunctioned.
At this point,
Looks up. Go ahead.
you see that like Amara has who has since kind of like the people coming in have like died down just a little bit. You see her kind of like catch this, and she just looks over at Ori and is like, what? And he's just like, deal with it. And so she kind of rushes over, and she's like, oh my goodness, I am so sorry. She sees the shoe. I think I know what happened here. I think perhaps we keep the things that come from outside off the food serving tables. And then she kind of snaps her fingers, and two other soulless dolls go to try to like take the other one that seems to be glitching and has caused this issue away.
I apologize. Is this a shoe alarm system that you have created? Is this if someone puts a shoe on the table
No.
that it? I
No.
know that customs are different. The dwarven clan that I come from, it's actually quite common to repair shoes at the dinner table. I apologize for the lapse in courtesy. I'm almost done though. I've just finished patching it up.
You see her completely overwhelmed, and she just kind of goes, yes. And she just turns around and like goes over to Ori, and she's like, I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, so I think Relic will have finished at this point if you'll allow it. So my quick repair feat says I can take 1 minute to repair an item.
Perfect.
Using up. Oh, then there's something about being a master in crafting, which I'm not. Yeah, so I just finished repairing it, and then I start waving as I walk over to Elias with my.
No.
I got you.
You stay there. You stay there. I'll come to you.
Oh, yeah, this
Sorry,
is his friend.
Yes,
your
he's-
really good friend.
Yes, we're so good friends. I
Brothers.
actually have to be over there.
Sisters.
Can I have my
Yes.
shoes back? Can I have my
Yes,
shoes
of
back,
course.
please?
You know,
Thank you.
so this is a big gaggle of dwarves, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I
There's
say,
like
you know,
3 doors.
you know, sorry, is
What
it,
do they
is it
call a big
Elias
group
or
of gaggle of
Elias?
dwarves?
It's a dollop of doors.
A dollop of
a
dwarves?
dollop
Okay.
or
Yep.
a dawdle of dwarves.
A
Is
dawdle,
it,
yeah.
And Nadine,
I don't
is
want to
it,
be here anymore.
Is it Elias or Elias?
Elias.
Elias. I say, you know, Elias, because there's a dawdle of dwarves. Elias was just telling me about an old dwarven phrase. What was it, Elias? You were saying,
If a shoe doesn't have holes in it, what's the point?
I need a roll.
Oh, no.
I would like a diplomacy roll from you, Elias.
Can it not be
and
deception?
it's going to have a -4 with this whole situation
Good
to
Lord.
get this impression.
I do have. No, that doesn't. I have lie to me as a feat, but that doesn't help me at all. Okay, so it's. How do I do this? How do I do this? All right.
Can I aid by based off of what as Elias starts to say whatever they're going to say, I improvisationally like strike a tune to it.
Brilliant.
Holes in it. What's the point? The song. Yes.
So I'm rolling a d20.
Yes,
Correct?
you're gonna roll a d20 for the
And it's
for the
minus-
skill check. -4. However,
Okay.
Cranbris here is gonna try to give you an aid. What that means
Yep.
is you can roll it as well, Cranbris, but you have to get a 20 or higher to successfully aid.
Now, am I able to roll performance in this case? Because I am.
I will.
true to
Yes. Because of exactly that.
24.
24. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you.
oh, and
Now
as,
plus 1 to performance.
yeah,
Sorry,
as,
So
as,
does that-
as Elias rolls, oh, go ahead.
So does that mean, okay, I rolled an 11. I've got a +1, so that's a -3.
And then you get to have a +2 from Krenvis. So you have a -1. Great.
So a
great.
-1.
It's great.
Pathfinder.
It's a 10.
Yeah. You see at this point, like, the other dwarves were trying to be amicable, like, and you know, making small talk with you. And they were, like, totally cool to let the shoe thing go, because they're like, whatever. But then this Warforged, right? Warforged, is that correct, Relic?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, comes up and says, like, oh, my brothers and sisters, and they're like a little confused. And now this other individual does assuage it a little bit by like turning it into a song, but they kind of just see it like as this other thing that's happening over there. And they just kind of look at you. They're like, well,
oh, shoes are, if they don't have
just
holes.
we'll refresh our drinks, I think. Yeah.
And then like during like interlude, like between like a like it's just like dwarf shit, dwarf shit.
And at that note, you kind of
Appreciate
look and you
that.
see them. They
Thanks.
like went across the table. You see, actually, they've gone over to like the fireplace, just to kind of leave this mess. The rain cloud has since followed the Solistol away. At this point, I will say that all of you have made enough of a scene to recognize and kind of catch each other to identify that at the very least, the four of you are sitting at
we're
your
the
table.
idiots. I see.
Yes.
I see my people.
As you all kind of connect with each other and identify, like, okay, this is the crew, you will now have a moment to kind of go from here, just being a little mindful of time, but please, I'm loving this, keep going, to take the conversation around the house. Karnoth has already started with gathering some information. There are going to be other opportunities to do so in however you see fit, to maybe go look around for clues, or talk to people, or however you would like to gather some pieces of information ahead of dinner.
I think Krenvis will kind of block everybody. Compatriots, you can, if you so choose, may call me Kren for short if it's easier. Sometimes one syllable is better than two, depending on things like stanzas and haikus and all that whatnot. I was about to make my way outside just to see what I could see what everybody's drinking, and that's loose lips typically. But
Yes.
you're welcome to join me, or you can spread out if you want.
We are all here for the same thing, yes?
Oh,
I
I think so.
believe so.
I think so.
And Kren, if you would prefer monosyllabic names, my name is Relic, but you can call me Lick if you would like.
All right, Lick. Lick it is.
My name is Karnoth, and you can call me Karnoth.
Fun fact,
All
though,
right.
I don't actually have a tongue.
No, no. I remember this, and no.
Sam's nightmares are coming back to haunt her.
But yes, I agree with Kren. I think we should attempt to begin gathering information. Are any of you? Do we know anything? Are there any common factors to those who have gone missing in years past?
I believe that is maybe a good question to ask somebody else.
Like the GM.
God.
Are you asking for your internal knowledge? Like,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Do any of us have any of us heard like the people that have gone missing? Is there anything? Are these like very well-to-do people, or I don't know? Are there any connections that like we would know going into this?
make me a society check.
Oh God, Relic has
Oh, God.
0 for society, as he's been demonstrating. But I got a total of 17.
Okay, nice. So tell me, is Relic from this town, or visiting?
I think that he would probably be like, this is like a somewhat like this is a town where like trading would be happening, right? Like,
Yes.
yeah, I think he probably would have like basically visited as like a trade emissary from his dwarven clan.
I'll say with the 17, you asked Brunmira a little bit about the people when you talked to her, and she told you, you know, you may vaguely kind of remember from your visits, but otherwise most of them have been nobility. One time, there was before, this was like earlier on, I think it's something, you have information for the past 3 years of these balls. The first year, like all the way back, the first time, it was before the soulless dolls were in fashion, and a servant girl at the time went missing.
Okay.
Inquiries were made. The second year, it was one of the nobles that was visiting. And then the prior year, again, it was another noble.
Cool. Okay, good to know.
So you are kind of gathered here,
Fair
taking
enough.
drinks or however from the people in passing. What's happening next?
Karnoth looks over the table and he goes, I'm sure you all were hired for your abilities. Each of you, I'm sure you shine in a certain way. And your lack of nobility, I'm sure that has some play in the way you are handling this situation. So well done. You are doing well in what you do.
Thank you.
That was both somehow a compliment and an insult at exactly the same time. I respect the hell out of you.
To be fair, I am shining given the rain upon my metal frame.
And
Quite
I'm
artful.
sure that has much to do with what we need to accomplish here.
And you know, Karnoth, I am actually quite good at blending into other societies. You might not know this, but I was raised by dwarves, and so I can very quickly slip into the skin of another member of society. Not quite literally, that would be
All right,
unethical
I was
and
about to say.
immoral, but I consider
Hey,
myself
Relic,
to be...
why don't we go that way?
Yes. Yes, I think that would be a great idea.
I think so too. You can tell me more about your dwarven experience at another time, I think.
Yes.
Where
Are you
specifically is this that way?
Yeah, where would you like to head? There is the other area of this first floor, and then there's the upstairs.
Let's go upstairs. Why not?
All right.
Why not?
Be back
So
here.
Relic and Elias go upstairs.
Split up, team.
Kryn, you said you wanted to see what people were doing in the courtyard. I will accompany you.
All right.
You step out into this courtyard, and given the way this house was built around, as you've already identified, Cranbris, around this large old statue, the courtyard is a little small. It's relatively square, with maybe like 10 feet on either ends of the statues around here. There is artful landscaping with some vases and like fresh flowers in the corners, even though it's outside. And there's like two individuals like mingling in the corner, just, you know, sipping on some champagne and just chatting. What would you like to do here?
Initially, I'd like to listen to whatever the mid conversation is happening as we walk through the door-ish? Sure.
Sure. So we're gonna treat this a little bit like exploration activities in Pathfinder 2e. What that is, because it makes things very much more simplified, you know, there's combat, there's exploration, and then there's like downtime, which is for much more periods of time. So exploration is really, you're gonna choose an activity to do here, okay? And that's gonna be a roll. And then pending that roll, that's what's gonna happen. So Crenbris is gonna be listening, and that's your activity for this moment. As Crenbris is looking around, you can make me or listening in, you can make me a perception. And then Karnoth, in this same moment, what is the activity that you're choosing to do?
So I was kind of wanting to base it off of what they were talking about. Because
Sure.
Karnoth is being Karnoth. He would like to join in on the conversation. But
Okay.
he wants to know what the conversation is about before joining in.
Okay. And then I will just remind that the statue here in the middle makes it like you'd have to like go around starting like entering the conversation. And then the statue itself, like now that you're stepped out here, Crenbris, like looking up, it is absolutely all the way up to the 2 stories. You see the windows clearly. There has been landscaping, like shrubbery, placed around the base of it, and really kind of made to like sit in this space beautifully. Go ahead. What was the perception check that you made?
So I would like to use a hero point because I rolled a natural 2, and also remind people that you can give hero points to your wonderful Crenbris if you would like.
Yes, I will. That brings up a very good point. All of you have started with 1 hero point. So everybody has a hero point. You cannot have more than 3. So as you start getting them from the wonderful people looking to donate and help out a wonderful cause here, use them if you got them.
I did improve my roll by 1, for I have rolled a 3, and thus
Perfect.
11. Question for you, sir. Do we start with 3 this session, or is it just 1?
Nope. 1.
Okay, perfect. So, like I said, hero points would be very great.
Immediately vying for more, please.
Did I use it on purpose early for this particular reason?
Blink, blink, blink. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you why you have unsuccessfully listened in on this.
Tell me,
When you roll me a D100.
Oh, GM badass.
Thank you
what am I
so
gonna
much for the wild magic surges, y'all. I'm
This is
loving
wild.
It's
this.
quite literally my favorite part of charity streaming is wild
Yes.
Just the absolute chaos
yeah.
Yes.
that
Yes.
it brings.
And in perfect sequence, 55.
55.
Whoa. Chat was calling for a 56 and you rolled a 55.
Thanks, Waffles. I
I'm
love you.
so happy. I am so happy.
Oh, man. Here we go. Let's go. Give it to me,
Okay.
GM badass. Let's go.
So you step forward, trying to place yourself skillfully in earshot of this conversation, using the statue to your advantage, right? You're kind of leaning in like a little bit, being like, all right, I got this. And just so nonchalantly. And then you are so taken aback when a voice enters your ear. Hello. Why don't we play a game? And panning around you from like behind you, you see the head of a sphinx.
Wait, like, okay, so that was also a donation and also on the Wild Magic Search table?
Yeah, the sphinx appears on the magic search table.
I respect it. I respect it. You know what? Fate, baby. Let's go.
So the thing is, right, as this like floating miniature head of a sphinx shows up in front of you, almost like Cheshire Cat-esque a little bit, they float in front of your face and then just give you a big grin. Karnoth, you don't see this at all. There is nothing there. Cranbris. Okay. All right. Let's see. Ready?
If I say yes, will it matter?
Not at all. Forward, I am heavy. Backward, I am not. What am I?
Okay, so, read me one more time.
Oh, one more time. Sure thing. Forward, I am heavy. Backward, I am not. What am I? Time's ticking.
He'll take out his mandolin.
I see see
Look around.
Nadine jumping. Yes, yes, yes.
I'm not really all that interested, if I'm being honest. I'm on a job.
Oh, that's no fun. All right. Next time then. And you see it fade out from your vision. As you hold your mandolin, was it?
Yep.
Suddenly it grows incredibly heavy. And it catches you by surprise. So I'm gonna make a reflex save to like not drop this because it suddenly gets super heavy.
I actually rolled really well. 28.
Perfect. Yeah, you love this mandarin. You're not gonna let it like fall. So you
It
catch
was
it
from my first wife, Syrup. Why am I Southern now? I don't. Anyway.
You grab it and it's like it. Oh my gosh! It takes you 2 hands to hold it. It is so heavy. It is really rough. So you are basically going to be encumbered for, well, who knows?
I'm so sorry. Jacob is awful at riddles, and so I was just
No,
like,
I love it. That's why I cracked up.
yeah, I was like, I have no fucking clue.
Perfect.
Anyway.
I will say,
Yeah.
as this hopefully comes a couple more times, we will totally start opening it up to more people of us here to be able to answer this as it starts applying greater and greater.
And I will say, feel free to continue to torture me. I am down because it's for charity. Give me like 30 of them. I don't care. I'm fine.
So, just so you know, because you are encumbered, you are clumsy 1 right now, and you have a 10-foot penalty to your speed. As you
So he's
lug
just
this thing
walking
around.
the same way he was already walking. Perfect.
Yes. For now, it's all good. Anyways, so Karnoth, you have no clue, but are you? Because oddly, Krenverse is like he went and like almost leaned against the statue, and as soon as he did, there's just he seems to be like totally not focused. What are you doing?
Karnoth has now learned not to put trust in this table. In words. Now, obviously, this is what he's thinking, but he looks over at Kren, gives him a like squinty-eyed look, and then just kind of like nods his head, like, "You good?" But then just kind of like continues moving on without Kren.
Perfect.
I will move along. I will try to find like a server that's like has like a tray of drinks, maybe.
So there's not in the courtyard. They actually don't seem to be entering the courtyard at all. They're only going around in the house.
Okay. I'll for just a split second. I will poke out.
Swipe it as you go by.
I like this. I do the smooth, like they're walking, and I just like snag it as they're walking, and I head back out. And I'll find like the nearest conversation that looks to have important figures within it.
Perfect. So you step in and you see a male dwarf deep in conversation with an elven individual, and they are, it seems to be very small talky. It seems to be like, "Oh, so glad you can make it this year. How have things been? Is it stressful?" This kind of keeping to that small talk in the moment.
Sure. Karnoth will approach with champagne flute. I don't know what would. Sure.
Whatever drink you found, you tell me.
I'm assuming fancy, either glass of wine or champagne flute, whatever it is.
I'm sorry, Dan. It's actually a cherry daiquiri.
It's a cherry
how could you get that
daiquiri. Karnoth like grabs it without looking, and then like goes to drink it, and he's like, "Okay." And he steps into the conversation, and he goes, "Oh, hello, gentlemen. It's It's nice to see some familiar faces, but it's even nicer to see some that I'm not familiar with. May I introduce myself? My name is Karnath. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
Hello, Karnath. Oh, okay. Yes, no, I'm Camus, and this here is, Yodel, the mayor's husband.
I kind of like embarrassingly be like, of course, how could I forget? Yodel, it is quite a pleasure meeting you face to face for the first time.
Pleasure, yeah, of course. Sorry, we're just having, catching up.
No, please, I don't mean to interrupt. I was just trying to find some small talk conversation. I felt almost alone in the fact that I don't know too many people here, and trying to make friends.
Oh, of course.
I believe, if you don't mind, I overheard that this is your multiple times you've come to this thing. Yes?
Yeah, I've been here a bunch. And then you see Camus kind of give you a look. Make me a perception check.
Okay. A perception check shall be made. Hey, where's perception? No, I was kidding.
Hey.
All right.
And we're in the shirt.
Sunderwear.com.
I'm going to go ahead and use my hero point with a natural 2 on the die.
Okay.
That's so fun. And I'm going to re-roll that roll. And the re-roll is, that's better, 24.
Yay!
Perfect. With that 24, you see him eyeing you like a little knowingly, like as if he put a face to a name or something like that for the first time, but makes otherwise no note of like saying that he recognizes you.
Sure.
As he goes, of course. Well, it's a pleasure to have you here. Though I'm not the host, this is my good cousin's party. Do you enjoy the artwork? Points up to the statue.
Very much so. It is quite grand, as a matter of fact. I apologize if I come off as a stranger coming into your conversation. I shall move along
No.
if I'm intruding in any way.
No, of course not. Just simple, business conversations.
Business. I am quite intrigued in all the business that all of you have started here. As a matter of fact, I was just speaking with one of my local friends, and it seems that those of well stature and good business have made it here. What do you do? What is your business?
Oh, you see I'm already forgetting Yodel, the dwarf, who is not kind of been as prickly as this other one necessarily has been to you. He goes, oh, well, I just keep books for Bromira. Honestly, I help out around the house. She's the hard worker around here. So I don't do all that much. I'll actually admit I'm a little surprised. Business. Did you need? He kind of looks over to the elf like, you want me to get my wife, or did you?
No. I don't want you to bother her. I was merely just trying to make small talk myself.
I will say, from this conversation, you are extrapolating a little bit, and from carrying over your perception check, it seems to be from that perception, Yodel is pretty just like, oh, he was thinking he was just here for small talk, like he was just mingling. Camus is the one that's been a little bit more pushing you a little bit away, and kind of throughout that they were there for business, but then like you saw that Yodel was surprised by that, so you're just getting some interesting vibes from Camus in particular.
Okay. With that, I don't need to spend the whole evening talking to these individuals, so I'll look at them and I'll say, gentlemen, it has been an absolute pleasure. I thank you for your time and your candor as I go, and I'm going to see if I can make more friends. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. And I will bow out.
At which point,
I will
Credris,
kind of just give a wink before I do.
Sorry, you give a wink, you said?
Yeah, I just kind of give a wink, and then I like give a bow, and then I
Perfect. Head out.
shove away.
The camera pans upstairs towards Relic and Elias. So you head upstairs, and here, you, at the top of this spiral staircase, encounter a series of rooms carved to the back wall and a corner room to the other side. But outside of all of these rooms, you kind of look back around to the other opposite side. You see the second story of where the courtyard is, windows all the way around, beautiful view of the face of the statue, though hooded still. You see more of their features. You get a little bit of the hint underneath the hood of elven features. Beyond that, which is again the centerpiece, you see there is where the patio was below, there's like a balcony above, and then you see some open doors to what looks like a study of some kind. And again, up here, art and like little mini vases and sculptures line this place. It is so much, it's dripping in fine art. Specifically though, through the doors to this study of a kind, you catch, just from here, you catch large statues, figures between bookcases.
Yeah, I think Relic. Oh, go ahead.
Relic, I can't say that I'm very well versed with automata. Is that the plural?
Ah, yes.
Would you say you have ever in your existence seen stone automata?
I have never seen it myself. I have heard of certain powerful spells that can animate statues, but the other automata that I know are made of metal, such as myself.
Okay. Maybe it's just something to keep an eye on.
I agree. I was these large statues in the study have caught my eye. I'd like to go and perhaps just take in their craftsmanship.
Okay.
You head on into that room. Likewise here, it's actually relatively more sparse of direct art in here. There's far more, just a lot of bookcases lined through the walls, almost in every area that is not where these three statues stand. There's like a bookcase between each one on the far side of the room.
Okay.
Immediately, you easily identify what these three statues are meant to be. One on the left is a dwarven champion, the middle a human priest, and the right an elven ranger. You see they have placards on each one with like, it's hard to see, you'd have to like go in and look, but like looks like descriptions or something like that. And then beyond that, there's like a small desk in the corner with like a cushy chairs. Seems to be very much a study. And Relic, you deal with like this type of stuff with art. Well, not actually. What's it called? Stonework. What is it called?
Yeah. Well, so yeah,
Work.
he is technically a blacksmith, but he is a craftsman. So
Craftsman. That's
he
the
is
freaking word.
definitely familiar with like the sculpting of statues and like making molds, etc.
Make me a if you have a particular knowledge that's relevant, you can definitely use that, like your lore. Otherwise, you can give me a regular perception or anything else that you, or crafting lore even, or crafting check even.
Yeah, let me do a crafting check. That one's pretty good for me. For a total of 21.
21. Immediately, you've looked at a lot of the art around this house so far. These definitely stand out in craftsmanship. You notice recent craftsmanship pairing with Karnoth's knowledge down below of newly added additions to this space. But the craftsmanship is also just a little odd. It's you know what? It reminds you more of like puzzle box craftsmanship than it does artistry craftsmanship.
Well, it's okay. That's great because that sort of segues very well into my first, or like the exploration activity I wanted to do, which was I wanted to take a closer look. I think I'd specifically go to the dwarven statue to look, but I didn't know if there's anything under the exploration activities, like a sort of investigation, or I'm trying to uncover if there's anything off beyond this. So you said that mainly what I've realized is they have a sort of almost like puzzle-like
there's like seams where there shouldn't be, like you just kind of like notice that type of stuff. So I will let that be like that free sort of check to go and investigate. So you will be, your exploration activity in this regard is going to be to specifically investigate these statues. You're starting with the dwarven champion. Elias, what are you doing in the same time?
I think I have something called Glean Contents. We're in a study, right?
Yes.
Can I just, with my Ramazon Prime vibes, can I just can I go to all of the like what I think might be important or helpful at all to our mission, and just see if I can glean some of that.
Krenris and Karnoth, are you meanwhile joining back up upstairs with everybody?
Not quite yet.
Okay, that's fine. We'll come back then if that's okay. I just wanted to make sure if y'all were headed up, I need to know. But otherwise,
I was if you want to continue with them, that's cool. I was gonna grab Karnoth and talk to him for a second, but you can continue with them if you want.
Okay, so make me a perception check, Relic, as you investigate, and then Elias, with this feat, you are good. I believe you can just... Oh, no, it is attempt to check. Okay, go ahead and make me a society check.
Deception or stealth? Oh, that's to avoid being noticed.
Yes.
Bad. Okay. So, okay, I can do that. Ooh. Okay, maths. That is a 24.
24. Easily enough, you start skimming through, like, just at glances, like, grabbing one book, glancing at it, putting it back, going through, just perusing. You see a lot of books about magic. You see a lot of books about the history of this town. You see a lot of books about... You see some recent books on the study in the desk that seem to have been like piled up and not yet placed away. And one has to do with like architecture and building code. One has to do with the line of dwarves, like a lineage of a kind. Glancing through that with that high roll, you recognize Bronmira's name in that lineage that this is looking at. That's sort of what you start to piece together. And actually, with that high roll, I'm going to say that a slight piece of paper in the desk drawer that's slightly poking out catches your attention.
I think he'll make a mental note to look at the history of the town and more about that dwarven lineage. But he'll pull out that piece of paper.
So you grab that, and you see floor plans of the manor.
Ooh.
Specifically, what catches your attention, given all everything that you've just read, in the downstairs, in one of the back rooms, there was the kitchen area, and there was an extra room. It's marked as like a bathhouse of a kind, with like elaborate, just bathing facilities. But you see marked on these blueprints, there seems to be some sort of like trap door or something underneath the main bath. Meanwhile, Relic, what did you roll for me?
I got an unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. You read the inscription that is in the plaque in front of the Dwarven Champion. Stand tall, for it is not how high you reach, but the pride of the stone beneath your feet.
And that's written on the plaque?
With that 20, you read the stone beneath your feet, and you immediately look down at the stone beneath the champion's feet, and you see one of the seams that you like recognize for like the puzzle box-esque thing.
I think before I start messing with this thing, Relic you'll see his eyes, which normally glow blue, this like purplish hue takes over, and he does a sort of like scan. This light comes out and he scans the statue, as I would like to use detect magic, just to see if this thing is magical or if it's really just more of a mechanical situation.
Yeah. From the outside, you actually don't. It's visual, right? It's whatever you see.
Yeah, it says you send out a pulse that registers the presence of magic within 30 feet. You receive no information beyond the presence or absence of magic.
Within 30 feet. Okay, I'm gonna say the seam of this little like stone block area does not radiate magic, though you feel from within something does. Additionally, catching the 30 feet edge of the like the pulse out of this detect magic, you feel similarly a little higher up on the human priest statue, that same magic from like within the statue, like more towards the chest of the statue.
Okay.
Are you going to try to like open that panel?
Yeah, I think he's just his natural curiosity is just he's gonna like reach out and try to mess with
You
it.
reach down, and knowing it's a puzzle box, knowing all of these information that you basically need, you go and try to slide it and pull it in different ways. One of the directions, you hear it kind of like click into place and slide away, revealing a little cavern inside. As you do, a chain reaction of wild magic surges triggers across the board. I would like everybody to roll me a D100, please, but let's go one at a time, starting with Relic.
Awesome. Let's see. Oh, I don't have a D100 on. What is this? Okay. Sorry, I'm using digital dice. I got a 68.
68.
Almost nice.
Almost nice.
Almost nice.
Almost nice.
God, and your voice, whew, just beautiful.
I'm very sick right now. Like, I mean, congestion.
You sound sexy as hell, dog.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Okay, got it. 68. Keep that in mind. As it triggers from you outwards, the next it catches in this sort of weird wild magic pulse of who the heck would do such a thing. Elias, it hits you. Roll me a D100.
Oh, that was a weird noise. What the 60.
60.
I'm lightheaded. Amazing.
Oh god, okay.
Oh no. Don't. No. The GM can't say, oh god.
All right.
Roll me a D4 as
Let's
it
go!
moves downwards, down through the house into, we'll say it hits Crenbris first.
I did this to myself, literally. I'm so happy about this. Let's go.
What is it?
Oh wait, who are we waiting? Whose number are we waiting on?
I think Kren.
Oh,
Oh, I thought it was like a thing that was about to happen to me. What was? What,
No, no,
no,
roll me a
roll-
D100. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay. I was ready. Yeah, I was ready. 78.
78. Roll me one more time.
No. No.
I almost spit my own beer. Great. Okay. 65.
65.
we got a 60, a 65, and a 68.
We're so close.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Karnath, let's finish it off.
All right, listen. I didn't hit nice, but I got close. But I also got a 73.
Tis the season, man.
Yes. Okay.
Okay,
All
well, that was a good reaction.
Yeah, right.
Let's
Everything
go.
else bad.
Much better than the, oh no.
Here is the series of events. Just let's go through it together, y'all.
Yeah, let's do
Paint
it.
this picture
Please.
with me. You ready?
Let's go.
Relic, you slide that panel open. Immediately, your eyes see a little some kind of like potion bottle, a beak-like talisman, and a brilliant red ruby that seems to have black wispy smoke inside, and it looks just from a glance that it's been sheared off, like a piece of it is just a piece of a ruby. As your eyes process what you're seeing, things start to brighten and you get confused as you look around as centered on you, a fireball explodes outwards.
Oh no! It's my forge!
Elias, you are holding this map, suddenly spilling from thin air, like out of nowhere, into like the floor and the desk, like falling onto this map, falling everywhere. What D4 did you roll?
Oh.
D4.
Elias.
A 3.
30
Oh. Great.
30 gems of varying just colors and sizes begin to just tumble out of the air onto all around you. And as they do, falling onto you, one lands on your newly repaired boots, piercing through it. For we'll say like 5 of them fall all over you, so 5 points of piercing damage.
Oh.
Then downstairs,
Money hurts. Oh.
as these are sharp different gems, yeah, and then downstairs, Krenbris, the Sphinx disappears. You refocus on Karnath, who's in front of you now, beginning to re-engage. Karnath, a piece of your mind clicks into place, and suddenly you're reading minds. You read Krenbris's mind in front of you as you go to engage him, and you are confident, as similarly down here, a fireball centered on Krenbris begins to expand, but Karnath, you are convinced Krenbris cast this on you. And in that moment, but as soon with the mind reading, you see his confusion as well as this begins to blast out. Now you're confused as heck because you're like, no, he did this to me.
He's a triple agent.
But you see his
It makes
confusion.
sense.
And so, in that same moment, all of you hear through the explosion a dinner bell ring as you are all
Of course.
called to dinner in this exact moment. And we will deal with the damage of the fireball. We will recollect
Of
ourselves.
course. Yes.
As in front of all of you, the face of a sphinx appears, smiling and grinning. We will deal with all of these things when we come back from break.
I have no regrets at all. None.
This is causing chaos.
Holy crap, I love this. Amazing. Thank you all so much. We'll be back here in like 5-10 minutes. We'll just stick around. And meanwhile, there's so many wild magic surges. Just stack them on. Let's go. Where can we go from here?
Oh yeah, please.
Just bring them on. Or more
What manor? What house? Let's just blow it up. Let's go. What
And
house?
use them all
What
up.
mission?
No such thing.
Welcome back, y'all. Hello. Okay, all right, real quick. We left on such a cliffhanger. We gotta figure out what's going on. But before we can do that, we gotta remind you why we're here. So, real quick, remember, when you donate and you mess with everything that I'm ever doing or ever plotted to do, good job, keep that up. Know that you are also supporting March of Dimes. You're supporting parents throughout their pregnancies, you support parents throughout their pregnancies, help to end preventable maternal health risks and death, and preterm birth, and close the health equity gap for every family. And for every $5 you donate to March of Dimes, you'll be entered in to win some really awesome prizes here tonight, including art dice from Real Life Unicorn, a copy of Necrobiotic, a PDF copy of the Black Ballad upon release, a PDF copy of the Spy Game, or a $100 gift card to Dispel Dice. That is so many things beyond the joy of watching me panic and watching all of these wild magic surges. And I'm just saying, the Sphinx is gonna up their game a little bit, so shoot some of those our way too.
Great. I'm sure I'll be fine.
I actually think Duval, this is just really good for Duval. I think he's having a great time.
Character growth.
I'll manifest it. But anyways, y'all.
That's a joke. I see that.
All right, y'all. So we left off on this freeze frame of 2 fireballs going off, one upstairs, one downstairs in the courtyard, real close to everything happening right over there. Just a reminder. Side reminder, y'all supposed to keep it low-key. Just real low-key, really like chill, like nobody knows what you're really after. Relic has his sights set on this couple of interesting things, including this bright ruby shard thing that's pieced off of something. Words are not coming to me. That's how that we're great. I'm just gonna keep going. Anyways, but additionally, we also got a Sphinx. So in the midst of this freeze frame, which is exactly where we are, 2 fireballs going off, lots of stuff, gems falling out of like nowhere, piercing poor Eliza's shoes. It's like so many holes now. At this point in time, within this freeze frame, each of you see a smiling Sphinx face show up. Well, now this is a predicament, isn't it? Gosh, Nadine, what are you going to do? Nick, really? Had to throw a fireball up in here with all of these books? Oh, everything's gonna burn down. Duval. Gosh, Duval. I really wanted to figure out that riddle with you, but you didn't want to play. And Dan.
Oh, hell no, Deadpool.
Gosh. Dan, what are we gonna do? Another fireball right in view of everybody? This isn't gonna end well. Man, I wonder if I could help. Do y'all
Sphinx,
want to play and find out?
You know what? Hold on. I'm just gonna like cut in here real fast. You and I, we both know. You know the sitch between you and I. Like, I'm not really good at this whole puzzle thing.
Oh, you're my best friend, though.
If you could just like move us like maybe like 45 feet away from the explosions, and then like maybe we can renegotiate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could also just make the fireballs. And you watch in character this time start to reverse, and the exploding fireball beginning to shorten, but it pauses before it disappears. I could help you out here if you'd like. All you gotta do is play a game.
Yeah, because like me, Jacob, like I donated that, so like I still want it to like mean something. So like, why does Jacob suddenly have a southern accent still? But anyway, so okay, all right, cool. Let's. What do you got? What do you got?
Are y'all ready? It's gonna be a tough one.
I
I seem to have misplaced my fourth wall. Does anyone know where it is?
I have no idea, dude. Yeah.
I feel uncomfortable right now.
I am seen. I am pursued.
But you know what? I will tell you, Jacob's always wanted to be a Sphinx, so I'm glad to check this off my bucket list. Weirdly, thought I had to go to Egypt at least, but great, glad you're here, ish.
Oh, you're very welcome, Duval. Do you prefer Duval or Jacob?
It's interchangeable. It's cool. Whatever
Alright.
you feel comfortable with.
Well, the rest of you seem to like some puzzles. Why don't we get started?
Okay, Jigsaw, let's go.
It's so true. Where's your trike?
I have 4 of 26 within me, and the first is the fourth of all. The second is sixth from last. The third is third of all, and the last is an answer, yes. I also make a sound using 3 of these.
Straight up,
can
fuck
talk to
math,
each
bro.
other.
Relic is rebooting right now.
Like 404 errors in your eyes.
Yeah.
Would you like me to send it in the Zoom chat for you all to take a look at?
Yes.
You
Oh,
can
yeah, I forgot
access
we could
our
do that,
Zoom
right.
chat?
Yeah, that would be great.
The
What's the
Zoom
Zoom
chat
chat?
I
can
can
Do you guys
access
hear me?
anything you need me to.
I would like
Shit.
Karnoth's intelligence right now, please.
Yeah, can I? As a matter of fact, Sphinx, can I go get one of my other characters that are like way smarter than me?
I'm sorry, that would be against the rules. We're here playing a charity game.
Okay.
Oh, that's the line. Oh, okay. I guess I found it. That's
we
actually
have
very
to
on
have
brand for me.
lines. Yes, Nick.
And
Have you
tails.
figured it out?
I haven't. I'm working on
Okay,
it.
Sphinx, I have a handicap. I'm gay, so I can't do maths. Is there any way?
Also, me as well.
That is very valid. Why don't we turn it over to chat? They can help you too. Does that make things fair?
Oh,
No,
Chat.
that's like the we
fair?
broke
I
like
don't
the
know.
fifth wall now. That's like the fifth wall.
damn. I think I might have to roll a will save in real life.
In real
Yeah.
life.
Okay.
Gosh, y'all, I don't know how long
Four-
I can hold this
I
up here
kinda
before all the
got-
fireballs go off.
4 of 26. 26 letters in the alphabet.
Yeah,
The
that's
first
what I
is the
got.
fourth of all. Fourth letter of
Sure.
the alphabet is D,
Right.
right? The second is the sixth from the last, which would be U.
Oh,
Steve.
I
No.
like this Nick. He's a smart one.
The
The
second,
third,
Somebody's got
third
to.
of all.
So is third of all, which I'm assuming means the third letter in all, which would be an
Yeah.
L. But then we're at D-U-L. The last is an answer. Yes. I also make a sound using 3 of these.
Oh, that might be a little confusing, but it's all right.
I'm so confused. What is the last is an answer. Yes.
Well,
Can we poll the audience?
there sure
Um,
is.
Well, fourth of all and third of all. Huh?
Hmm?
Is the answer Miley Cyrus?
Oh, is that your final answer? Would you like to go with
Easy,
that?
easy,
No, no, no,
easy,
no.
Sphinx. Sphinx,
No, no, no.
easy, okay? Chill,
Oh,
chill,
I'm
chill.
just trying real hard to hold, the walls of
I
time up.
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're powerful
Um,
enough. I believe in you.
Oh wait.
Listen,
I also make a sound.
I'm just saying, Sphinx.
Oh, I'm all ears.
You know who is the most all-knowing?
Mm.
Like, there's no point in me trying to even reach the stature that is you. Could you not just give us the answer?
Wait.
Well,
Yeah, sit up here.
I'm just.
Could-
Oh yes, Nick.
All right, this
Nick
is
seems
silly.
to want to play.
Well, the last
like Nick.
the only letter of the alphabet that I can think of that is an answer is K. But that would make the answer duck.
Time immediately resumes. And 3, 2, 1. I need all of you to make a reflex saving throw.
Oh no! I duck.
You duck? You said in character?
Yeah, I duck.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Got a
I make a quack noise.
14.
Karnoth, you have a hero point.
Nice. Also, natty 20 on that
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
for a 28 on my reflex save.
Oh, and
8.
hero point lets us re-roll, right?
Yep.
Yes, but you have to use the second roll.
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna do that. Okay, much better.
Nick, well done.
Yep.
That was sick, dude.
I was like, Dolce.
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 Dolce and
then
Gabbana.
25.
25,
21
27.
with my reroll.
27, 21. Chef's kiss. Nick, forgetting the answer, also go ahead and take a hero point.
Yes.
At this point, the Sphinx just wipes away from your vision. Each of you are now standing 45 feet away from wherever all of this is happening. So I will say, Relic, in these moments right before, were you reaching in to grab any of these things?
100%. Absolutely.
Okay. So, Relic, Elias, you find yourselves on the other outside of the study. Oh god. Everything is breaking.
You're inside your room right now.
There's a nosebleed.
Computer.
Actually, you should take
you're
care
actually
of that.
right outside my office right there.
I
so
push on this wall.
You found it.
So you find yourselves like on the rug right outside the balcony. Krenbris, Karnoth, in this moment where Karnoth starts to read Krenbris's mind, and you for a moment are convinced that he cast a fireball on you, but you suddenly blink and find yourself in the little corner area by the fireplace, the nice little like warmed atmosphere with some plush cushions, 2 individuals seated there enjoying some tea. They don't seem to be blinked at your arrival at all. You see immediately, you cut your eyes to the left to see out the courtyard. There is a couple of bushes on fire. Some like scorch marks on the ground. Elias, Relic, there is like a little bit of smoke pouring out from the study room, but the doors are closed, kind of billowing out slowly from underneath it. And again, the dinner bell rings. Yes, Kerberos.
As soon as I see as soon as time resumes and I see the little brush fire, I take out my water skin, pour it right on the fire. It immediately ignites bigger because he accidentally put like whiskey on it, and then goes, and then puts
You run
another
back
whiskey on
out to
it.
the courtyard.
Yeah, 100%, absolutely. And then as it ignites even worse, has this other water skin and pours actual water on it.
So, at this point, oddly though, like seeing you running from outside, nobody seems to like look twice at you, like you're just going to help. It doesn't seem like a big it's like the aftermath of an explosion, but
right.
Time seems to have skipped and like there has been no explosion.
Like I walk by like the soot and ash like on the ground,
yes,
like on the
exactly.
floor.
You are followed by 2 very confused soulless dolls that seem to be like looking around and just look at each other and start to like clean up. But I will say, Karnoth, you are still able to read some minds in the current moment as you're picking up like the conversation of the 2 right next to you.
Yeah, what's going through their minds? So I want to act as casual as I can, seeing that I'll do a very awkward like
nobody blinks twice at like where you are. It's like you were always there.
Yep, I don't move, but I want to know what they're thinking.
So the one is like, oh, dinner bell. So hungry, the tea is really not doing it for me, and they didn't even have biscuits with it. It's really rude. And like, just like some nonsense like that. The other is thinking about like, yeah, I went upstairs earlier and saw those statues, and like in mind reading is a little bit odd because like people visualize things when they're thinking of things, so you get very kind of vague flashes of like what they're thinking of. Sure. And you get the vague flashes of these three statues that Elias and Relic have now seen as well, and they think like, why did they say it was for security? Like, why would you, is the security needed in the study? I don't understand. I thought they're just works of art. Like, there's some confusion as regarding to the statues. Otherwise they're nondescript, and then like, oh, dinner, and you see everybody beginning to go downstairs and go over to the dining room to eat. You know that this is the moment where everybody should be seated, or it is very suspicious as to where you are.
Karnoth lets out a like long, like when they get up and start walking away, Karnoth will breathe. Like he was not breathing that whole time, and then lets out that breath and boy, Iomade, what was that?
Do I hear Karnoth from as I'm walking back towards the table?
If you're walking back there, sure.
Yeah, I am. You see him like he's actually taking his hat off, like, and he like has it like over his heart, almost like it's like he's like doing the Pledge of Allegiance, and kind of similar to you, he's just like, I mean, I didn't sleep very well last night. Typically before a performance, that's pretty particular, but this is something else entirely.
As you kind of think back to like what just happened, and let me know actually, so Krampus, you're kind of like thinking, so like, oh, this is so much, you think to like everything that just went down. Karnoth, are you also kind of like thinking back a little bit to like, whoa, what just happened?
Less thinking, more perceiving. This is like
Sure.
I'm trying to like literally right now, my first instinct was to like pull my sword on Kren and just say like, what is this all about? But then Kren's confusion about what's going on kind of just causes me to place my hand on my hilt and just like listen in on what he might be thinking, other than, you know, him.
Oh
praying,
shit!
him
I
praying.
forgot you still have that.
Yeah.
Real quick, Elias, Relic,
Yeah.
are y'all headed downstairs?
I think before anything, Elias just goes, Relic, what did you touch?
I only touched a small contraption on the dwarven statue. I saw that there were several things. There was a ruby and a potion and a necklace. Should we
They're
go
all
and
in your hands.
Oh, these.
The thing that was probably a trap. You touched the thing that was probably a trap.
No, I detected magic. I detected no trap. Well, wait. Before we go downstairs, as I pocket this, should we go and see if the study is on fire?
I think it is.
Two soulless
was.
dolls are running like over to it. I see
Uh,
identifying the smoke, and
Observation. There is smoke coming from that room. You
we
there?
will handle it.
Yes.
Were you in there?
You should. Nope.
No.
We were not.
Nope.
No. We were not
I've
in
never
there.
seen a study.
Understood. Thank you.
I didn't touch the statue in there. I didn't. None of them.
The door.
There's a statue in there? Relic! Shut up. Let's.
Luckily, these are soulless dolls, and the door opens as like they get enshrouded in the smoke that billows out of there, and you like, this is your chance. Like, you can just.
That looks like a mess. I hope you fix it quickly.
Yes. You see, Elias, my deception worked. Let us go.
So good. So good. And you can see he's like reaching down. Are the gems still in his shoes? Like, they pierced and ouchied. But are they still there?
Okay, so all of the gems that were like spread out everywhere did not appear with you, except for the 3 that pierced into your shoes, which are still with you.
Skin.
He's got
Just, like,
bedazzled.
pockets.
They turned into Crocs. They're just Crocs out.
Amazing.
What have you done to the shoes I made for you? I fixed for you.
You happened.
Oh, that's fair.
I did find something helpful. Here's some. Oh, there's people around.
Let's
and pulls them into an alcove.
Yeah.
I found a map. I think downstairs there may be a trap of some kind, or a trap door to lead to
Trap door, two very different things.
I know. Hopefully not a trap door. That would be very bad.
Only there was another wild magic search. Oh, there are.
Oh God.
Okay, well, I think
God?
let's
Oh, sorry.
it sounds like
Put it on Nick. Let's go.
it's time for dinner. Let's return to the table and we can share with the others what we discovered.
This is a good idea.
So you head downstairs. Now, Crenbris, you have been thinking back to like the events of what just happened. You recall the emerging fireball that appeared out of thin air. You saw this look of confusion from Karnath. You swear you saw the Sphinx, but the thought gives you a little bit of a headache. And now you find yourself where you were. You have no recollection of the particular riddle or otherwise that occurred in meta.
Great. Sounds good to him. He'll like kind of look across because essentially like where he stops is like and kind of looks across the table at Karnoth, wherever they're seated at. Seated. See, words are also hard for me. Seated.
Who needs words?
Sit him. So that was less than fun. We can certainly talk about it if you like, but we can also get back to work. What do you think?
Karnoth looks at you and he takes his hand off of his sword as he stands up and he like brushes off what might be like just like the tail end of some flames like on his fur. And he looks over at you and he goes, "It seems you don't know or understand what happened just now as much as I don't. And I believe that might be your saving grace, for I was about to act. But for now, I believe we are both in the same
You're certainly going to attempt to act.
Kren, I know we have only just met, but I believe I have a special ability that might help."
Do tell.
At this point, Elias and Relic are descended down the stairs, and you guys are basically right by the stairs, so you all come together. People are beginning to get seated. You are going to be one of the last ones there if you're not there soon enough.
Yep. I turn to Elias and Relic, and I'm like, "Explosion, trap, really?
Yeah.
Grabbing things, great." Just
Wait.
all in my mind,
Yeah.
obviously, thinking these things.
Yeah.
But he looks at you and he just goes,
Yes.
"I'm glad you're safe."
Yeah. You won't believe it, Karnoth. There was a fireball explosion upstairs.
You will never believe this.
Oddly enough, I do believe it. I believe we are going to be late to dinner, though. If we don't make our way there, we might seem suspicious.
Oh,
Whatever you have found, that map that you have, and whatever else you might be carrying on you, such as the things in your pockets, I think right now we must make our way there, lest we be seen as suspicious.
Let's go.
Okay.
You head over to the dinner scene where you originally rained on your entire table. The tablecloth has been
Sorry.
replaced. The setting brand new. It is as if nobody put a shoe on a table. So rude. The name cards are replaced accordingly. Now, instead of tea sets, though, you have like a full coursed dinner with like way too many forks and way too many spoons. And you find your seats and identify that, if you recall, there was 4 other individuals aside from you, Karnoths, when you looked at it. So all 4 of you sit down at the table alongside. I have names. You recognize immediately, Karnoth, Camus. With your detect thoughts, however, this is the individual that was very kind of like off-putting to you in the courtyard.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Immediately with your detect thoughts, you hear them think about, so I was right. These are the individuals I'm keeping an eye on. Odd to have a special request to all be seated together at a table, see if they're willing to talk about what they're up to. And kind of frontwards, though, outside of the mind, like jovially is like, oh, welcome. Looks like we are seated together, Karnath. A pleasure, and perhaps we can engage in a little bit more chatter than we did last time. Come sit. Dinner's going to be served momentarily.
The pleasure is mine.
You sit there, and in this vicinity, even though there are a lot of people, the tables are enough distance apart. I'm gonna say, Karnath, like you're really only getting like him and occasional like random guests that are walking by. As soulless dolls go by, there's no thoughts in their head. So with that, food begins to be brought out, and as the first course is brought out, you see Orion, the guest, the owner of the manor, however you say that, the person that you saw.
Yeah, sure. Who's on the
the-
long syrup?
The host.
Yeah, words. I don't need them.
Who's
Click
got the
more magic
mortgage,
search.
And maybe the host of the party, I guess.
Yeah, for perhaps
Host, there it is.
host. We found it,
see?
everybody. Got him.
Anyways, Orion stands up at the head of the table. So all of these were like circular tables with like all the guests, and then you see like the main little like table laid out. He's obviously at the head of it. His wife seated to his right, and he stands up and raises his glass. You see that all of you, if you had glasses, have like glasses filled with whatever you last drank. Unfortunately for you, Karnath, that is another, what did I say, cherry daiquiri.
Yeah. I have a
It's
decorum
really
question.
gonna mess my stomach.
Yes.
Is there anyone at dinner wearing a hat?
No.
Karnath, if you're reading credits, it's like, God damn it.
You see
Absolutely not.
you see a look of like good job kind of thing, like actually trying to fit in.
And there's like the instead of goddamn being a period, there's a comma, and you just hear like detective life. And he puts it down.
Orion welcomes you all. I am honored to have you all here as guests for the annual tradition that we have established. You all, everybody, everyone that you have seen prior is here. You don't immediately identify if anybody's missing. You don't, rather, you're looking for it, but you don't see that anybody's missing. So you think you're still okay. You do catch the mayor's eye, like in one of the tables across the way, and you see them glance at like the fire, like that is being like re-landscaped, like magically repaired in the courtyard outside, with this like what confused, like, and not that they know it's you, but just like this confusion shot over at your table. But they look away, and very generic, very like welcome host speech that occurs. Please enjoy. We have imported in these fresh, and goes into like talks about like the courses that you're ready to expect, and dinner is served. You all, in this time, as dinner kind of comes out for you all, get questioned by Camus, just like, oh, how have you, where are you from? Why were you invited? And is trying to very clearly get things out of you. So what I will do as a general, let's do a group deception check. Unless somebody has something else.
Boy, do I have stuff.
If you don't, Karnath
So-
will try to do something, but please.
Yes, go for it.
Actually, I need to see the components of this spell first. Otherwise, I'm just be like blam.
Yeah, this
I
is not the,
have,
like this is more for
yeah, there we
feats.
go.
This is not for like casting magic as much.
Okay.
I have
Fireball,
light
set
in
it on
me.
table.
I
Hold
want
on,
to
hold on.
challenge.
Nadine, hold on. Wait, go ahead, Nadine.
I have light to me, so I can use deception to weave traps to trip anyone up trying to deceive me. If I can engage in conversation with someone trying to lie to me, use my deception DC if it is higher than my perception to determine whether they succeed. Doesn't apply if I don't have a back and forth dialogue, so I can obviously have a back and forth dialogue.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't you go ahead and make that deception check?
My
But
perception is higher.
Oh,
I
do
will
that
say.
then. That's fine. That's
Cool.
totally fine. But everybody else, give me that deception.
Man, if I use my hero point and I re-roll and it's lower,
You
that
do have to
means-
use it.
No. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Then I'll stick with a 19.
Hero points giveth, hero points taketh away.
As it is meant to be. Perfect. So sorry, 19 you said?
Yes, 19.
Dirty
Everyone
20
else?
here.
Dirty 20. Nick.
It's a deception.
Yes.
18. Surprising because I only have a plus
solid,
one.
Solid. Cranbrook?
27.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Barbs, baby.
You're as a group able to dodge through his like trying to like set like conversational traps to you. But you, Elias, you're identifying the underlying trap setting very clearly. You're definitely identifying like, oh, this person is not just casually having conversation, but they are trying to intricately weave this stuff. Meanwhile, y'all begin to have your dinner, watching people as they go. Some people do get up, and intermingle with somebody else under the table before sitting back down. Over time, you feel yourself begin to get drowsy. And you notice that the people recently have not been moving about as much. In fact, no one has gotten up in a very long time. You start to look around and you notice that actually some people are asleep at their seats. Including, eventually, so does Camus, as he dozes off. Now, for each of you, I would like you all to make me a fortitude saving throw.
I do have a question for you, Sarah.
Yes.
As a construct, I actually don't eat or drink.
Love that.
Mm.
So I was going to say I was going to do a bit, which Relic was going to like politely put the food into his body, but it really just goes into his forge. So do you still want me
So
to?
gross.
I will make one. But I just
No, actually, no. Let's leave it at this. This is lovely.
okay. So Relic is probably
I-
looking around, just like very confused.
Excellent. Do you fake it, Relic?
Natural 20. Let's go.
Nice.
I am going to leave it up to the dice to decide whether I fake it or not. I'm going to do a wisdom roll. And if I get above a 10, I'm going to say he fakes it. And if he
Oh my
doesn't,
god.
It's so on brand
I
for
roll-
me to get
I-
way
I
too
roll-
hype about a 42 saving throw. Sorry.
no, you're good. I am going to fake it. I got a 19. I think he's going to go,
Yes.
so
Powering
sneaky.
down.
No.
Okay. Elias, what you get?
I'm gonna re-roll. I'm gonna use a
Yeah.
hero point to re-roll.
Y'all, Nadine needs another
Much
hero point. You know what to do. Get those donos in.
Let's go.
Oh my god, I can't do maths. That is a 27.
Yay!
27. Gorgeous. Karna?
Nice.
Anybody got a hero point to spare?
Ooh, y'all.
Oof. Oof.
Get
Been there,
Karna.
buddy.
Get Karna out the
Been
hero
there.
point, please.
That's a natural 1.
Oh.
Okay.
I do have
Double
a spare hero point. Am I a GM? Am I able to pock it over?
Ooh, this is interesting. I will use this against you, and I will know. What are we gonna do?
This is where the Nat 1 fun
No, you will not use it against me.
moniker
No,
comes
no.
in.
No, I won't. I know I won't.
Yes. Take it away.
Yeah.
Give it. Go
Cool.
ahead.
How very kind of you. Now we'll see how
Don't
very
die.
silly of you that was.
One
Let's see.
roll to rule them all.
It's a natural 2.
Oh my god, I would have
It's
died,
not
dude.
as bad, but I have a plus 10, so it's 17 still.
Nice.
Okay, perfect. All right, so here's what happens. Relic, you're the only one that stays awake for this, but you slowly everybody drifts off to sleep. Some more like immediately, others slumped in their chair. So you definitely see somebody like mushy peas, like just all up on the side of their face. And you're kind of keeping an eye. So this is you right now, Relic. You're watching this happen in real time. Everyone else in your party is also asleep.
Even with a natural 20?
Yes.
Okay,
least
just
at
making sure.
first. At
That's
least
cool.
at first, yes.
Okay.
So where's my notes? Okay. You watch as immediately, once he's kind of viewed everybody has stayed still, Orion steps up, stands up from their chair, and pulls his wife forward as well. And he commands some of the soulless dolls to step forward. And you watch them go and take the mayor. And with them carrying it, and Orion and Amara in the lead, head off to where you know the baths are. As soon as that door closes, Crenbris, you shake off this doziness, which you kind of were like mid-doze, mid a little bit, just like, whoa. Shortly afterwards, Elias, and a little bit after that, Karnoth, you all with those rolls. Karnoth, you're a little groggy. Your head's hurting. But for you, Crenbris is near immediate, and you see the closing of the door to the bathhouse. Now, everyone around you is still asleep. Whatever you ingested, you have shaken off far more quickly.
Ooh, shite anyway.
Everyone, I was able to use my incredible deception skills to make it appear as if I had been sleeping. During that time, I saw
Can I read Relic's thoughts? Is that
Yes,
a thing?
you just see it all.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. I won't say anything.
Yeah. I saw Oren and his wife Amara have some soulless dolls take the mayor to the baths. Elias, the map that you have, did it show anything about the baths?
Yes. That's the one that isn't the not trap door. Maybe trapped, who knows? But there's a trap door under
sure?
one of them.
Also, same.
Yeah,
I saw all that too. Yep.
I think that we probably should move with much haste. I can't actually cast the spell haste, but do you know what I mean?
Karnoth will absolutely be last, as Karnoth is going one by one and ensuring that all of the people that are lying down are not like drowning in their soup, are not like unconscious and like dying. He's doing the whole champion thing,
Perfect.
making sure that people are safe before he
I
does
respect that.
anything.
You trip a little over your
similar
feet at first.
fashion-
Oh yeah.
In
Just fall
similar
over.
fashion, Elias
I
does
got you.
go to the dwarves that were kind of mean and stick a finger up their nose.
Good.
Got him.
Important to know. Let me
Wait.
make a GM note. Hold on.
I'll make a note.
Wait, your finger in their nose or their finger?
fingers
Okay,
up
I was
their own
like-
noses.
Stay there.
That changes everything.
Now you definitely have to make a note.
right, so-
Dexterity check.
Time is of the essence, and you all head down over there. As you open the bath doors, you notice you are hot on their heels. You've woken up far faster than, as far as you are aware, anybody has noticed. The water in this main tub area, it's like a little bit like Turkish bathhouse-esque, if anybody's familiar, in terms of like most of this is that floor. But the water seems to have drained. And you see one of the larger square tiles in the middle shift shut. Right as you open that door.
Karnoth draws his sword.
Primus
All right.
ducks underneath.
Not again.
By the hells.
But there's a shut tile in front of you right now, so.
Karnoth will go into like a long drawn out speech about heroism and bravery, and you all are self-worthy and obviously wasting far too much time, as you all probably just carry on without him.
Yep.
Yeah, I was,
Absolutely.
Yes.
yeah, Relic would definitely, while that speech is going on, he's gone over to the wall and taken out his little like chisel and hammer and is like looking for something to activate it.
It's on the to look. Okay. So make me a perception check there's no investigation, right?
22.
22, perfect. Is anybody else doing anything at the same time?
Elias is going to look at the map, see if there is like a trigger point shown.
You see that the square denoted is exactly like where that trap door is, but there's not any mechanisms. Yes.
I will take this moment to use the magic item that I picked up before the game started, and you will see that Karnoth picks up a bronze spherical device that slowly rotates around a cluster of angled mirrors. I will activate it, and a burst of light will go out in a 30-foot radius. And almost like X-ray vision, everything in that 30-foot radius is revealed. Meaning that if there is anything behind walls, or if there is anything that is behind a corner or inside of a box or inside of an area, all of that is visible to us. I will attempt to perceive while doing so.
You stop yourself short from your speech as you're like, oh, and you pull this out and have this pulse out. So what did you roll, Relic?
22.
22. So nearly at the same time, Relic, you happen upon this one of the fashionable like aesthetic art piece jugs has its handle turned, which has, as you've identified, so Karnoth, with this vision, right? Like that is what drains the water. Beyond that, it looks like this panel is something that you sort of like press and shift to get out directly. It doesn't seem to be that there's another mechanism for it. So you just really need to go towards that lovely little square.
Okay.
So I will say this has taken like a little bit of time. So you guys hold up here for a hot minute, looking around the room, trying to figure out how to do this. So just imagining like pacing and things like that. So they have descended.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
By the way, that thing in my hand just like turns to dust.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh, all right.
You found out the mechanism. You can now flood it.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's do it. Let's find a way to open this. Let's open this door then.
Okay. Relic, is it you? Are you going?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. Roll me a D100.
Oh,
you and opening things of stone.
You
take
just
out
hear
a
yourself.
You're
Love
a
that.
half-hearted. Wait.
Come on. Okay.
Yep.
First I got a 68 and now I got a 70. It's like taunting me. It's
That's
taunting
rough,
me.
buddy.
Almost.
Come on.
Well, I will. Do you want to re-roll that?
The fact that you're asking me, I feel like it should be yes. So yeah, I will.
Sure. Sounds
All right. I got an 18.
good. An 18. Okay. Oh god.
Please no fireball. Please no fireball.
Double fireball.
No, it was gonna be a fireball.
It was.
but
I was going to say. I
instead-
think you got rid of fireball just now by saying reroll.
Hold on. Okay. You go and reach down and just try to like lift this panel out of here. It's sealed tightly, probably, water resistant, and then you, with a click, take it like and just lift the whole thing out. And you have like a tile in your hand. It's big enough for most like medium-sized creatures to go jump right into. However, as you do and you drop it on the ground, a lightning bolt in the middle of nowhere comes out and strikes you. It's unfortunate, but you can make me a basic reflex save as the rest of you rush forward to head down into this.
A total of 23.
That's good. That is very good. Yeah, it's a lot of damage. All right.
Amazing.
It's a level 3 spell. Is fine.
For those that don't know, in Pathfinder, also basic saves basically means if you save, you
Half
take
damage.
half damage. If you critically succeed, you don't take any, and if you critically
Okay.
fail, you take double.
Correct. So you
Or
can crit with
worse.
10 over the
Or
DC.
worse.
Okay.
However, with that roll, you take 12 points of electricity damage, which is
Okay.
that's already halved for you. That is your
Okay.
you saved
Ooh.
successfully.
Okay. Okay. Perhaps someone else should be the one to open the next device and not
I
me.
want
'Cause
Relic to touch all of the doors.
I've
though.
now activated a fireball and a lightning bolt.
As Karnoth is passing by you, he places his hand on your shoulder and says, "Your sacrifices will be worth it."
Thank you.
All right.
believe
you-
ice is up next for you.
It's true. Gotta catch them all.
Yeah.
You jump down into this. There is like a ladder that you have to climb down, and you try to think about like how did they get the body down here, but whatever. And you go down.
Magic.
You go down longer than you initially thought it would be. And after a bit, you find yourselves in like far away from this house, and you are absolutely now in a dark cavern. Up ahead, there are some flickering torchlights that illuminate the space in dim light, and it is cold and echoey and damp in here. So I ask you quickly, are you stealthing or are you just running?
I grab my shield out from behind me, and I think I say time is of the essence.
Okay.
As Karnoth does that, Fen will whip out his mandolin again. Well, let me at least do something a little bit useful and kind of cast bless on everyone. In Pathfinder, that means that we gain a +1 status bonus to attack rolls while within this emanation thing. It lasts a minute, and I'll just be hanging on to it for a little while, depending on what happens.
Cool.
All right. I would like you all to kindly roll initiative for me as we dive into this and rush forward.
Yeah.
At the last 20 minutes of this game, let us
it's fine.
see what. And I'm just saying, you know, last 20 minutes, as many as wild magic surge or sphinxes you want. Let's go. Let's get
Now's the
them
time.
on here.
Yeah,
I think
let's
the
blow it
only
up.
other thing, while everyone else was like doing their stuff, I think Relic you'd see he would like throw his arm out to the side and he'd activate the buckler, the gauntlet buckler that I have,
Yes.
to have it ready to go. It just sort of like comes out like metal plates.
Perfect.
Initiative is. So I have a
Uh,
+0. There's no dice roll next to my initiative.
What
so
are we
initiative.
rolling perception?
Great question.
Initiative?
Well, I will let you. That's a great question. So, initiative, fun thing with Pathfinder 2e, initiative can be rolled with any skill as long as it makes sense. Usually, the default is perception, how fast you can react to things. However, like, let's say you're stealthing and that was your good skill, then you can roll your initiative with your stealth. I love that so much. So,
Me too.
not that anybody's stealthing necessarily, but you tell me the default is perception. It's just how fast you can react to things. But if you want to make a
Okay.
cause for something else,
Cool.
yes.
Yeah, I'll stick with initiative.
So Karnoth will charge at the next door and try and just bust it in. I would like to
Okay.
roll
Oh, yeah.
athletics.
Athletics.
Hell
So
yeah.
there is this cavern is just like a winding cavern. There's no door in front of you.
Okay,
You are now
just
in a
charge.
cavern. You're just running forward, but you're charging ahead, and you have it with purpose. So go forward with the athletics. Once everybody rolls, I'm going to go and ask higher.
Okay,
And I
no.
know we'll wait for Nadine to get back. I'll just take them in. So anyone higher than a 20?
Yes.
Nice.
What's up?
25.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Using my perception.
And excellent. Anyone 20 to 15?
They need help.
15 to 10?
Yep, 13.
Okay.
12.
12.
Nice.
That's with a +9.
I have a +8, so I feel you, buddy.
Excellent. We will place Dean in here, no issue. And you begin to run forward. Immediately, you wind a little bit of a corner and you see in front of you this scene. At the far end of this cavern, an elaborate ritual circle has been crafted on this form of like circular pedestal. There are these large boulders surrounding it, but there on the ground is this large circle in the middle and about 5 other circles around it. This is the scene before you as you run forward. There are 2 soulless dolls down here that are just waiting out in the side of the, like, deactivated almost on the sides of each like cavern wall, closer to them. There is the mayor in the center of this circle, laying down asleep. Orion is standing there chanting, beginning to do some form of ritual. His wife is just standing off to the side, and you can, like, she is not doing anything. She's just off to the side. So that's the scene before you as you charge ahead. Unfortunately, again, we'll just... Oh, there we go. Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
If you could roll me perception or initiative, but let's go with perception because you could roll it with any skill you want. Unless you
perception.
Yeah, just roll me perception. That's fine. We'll use that as your initiative.
27.
Ooh, 27. Well, never mind. All right.
Well,
Elias, you. It's 27.
Oh, no. Do I look into the void? Does the void look back?
It does look back, and the Sphinx winks. So you have entered this cavern. Orion is in the middle of this like ritual, all over this ritual circle. There's 2 lifeless dolls around, and there is the body of the mayor who seems to be fast asleep in the center of the circle. You have a moment ahead of Orion to do something.
Okay.
They're about like 40 feet away. Your guys are running in currently.
Let me just look at my feet.
Relic, you'll be on deck shortly.
Okay.
Not helpful. Oh no. Can I guess I'm just gonna shoot my crash bow.
Sure thing. I mean, ranged weaponry at this point, that's great. So you guys are running in. I'll say they're about 40 feet from you. So you can, reminder, quick rundown. You have 3 actions to use. You can use them however you so wish. If you have multiple attacks in a turn. Oh,
The first
you have
one is a
4?
4 action. I
Yeah,
believe.
your first one's 4 because somebody donated, right?
From the very beginning, yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. So you have 4 actions this turn. Haha. But if you attack multiple times, there's a little bit of a penalty to like that number, but otherwise, tell me how you're using all your actions.
Okay, I think we're in a cavern, right? That's what I heard before I disappeared. Are there like stalagmites, tights from the top?
Yeah. For you, yes. Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's go for it.
Just
Oh,
for you.
Australian. I was like, am I upside down? Did I
No.
leave?
I don't know the difference
You're
in the
totally
words, so
fine.
don't feel
I'm
bad.
so sorry.
Don't feel bad at all.
Okay, so I think the goal is to actually hit one of those and it crash in front of them,
Ooh, in front.
stopping.
Okay. Where
stopping
are you
their-
trying to aim? Because the mayor is in the middle of the ritual circle as well. Fast asleep. So you're trying to like get the
How close are they to the mayor?
Orion is like 10 feet. And then everybody else is further away.
Okay, I'll go for the further away ones. If I can do like splash damage, that'd be amazing.
Okay, so you'll try to go somewhere between the wife and Orion. Amara and Orion.
Exactly.
Okay.
Whatever's furthest away from the mayor, I don't want to crush the mayor.
Got it. Go ahead and roll for me.
Cool. I have precision. but I don't think that I don't think rocks are my prey. So that doesn't matter to me.
They looked at you a little
Um,
funny though.
Now I have. Does quick draw matter? Just because I don't know.
In this
like,
case, y'all had like a hot moment before you ran in
Easy.
here, so we're gonna say you've drawn your crossbow out and readied it.
Perfect. Then in that case, I will just kaplow.
Kaplow,
with
kablamo.
my crossbow.
Yes.
The rock.
Mhm.
I just roll a d20. 26 to hit.
26 will most definitely hit. Actually,
Fantastic.
I think. Let me check my DCs real quick.
Is it a
Yeah,
crit?
excellent. Yeah, that is 10 over
Hey!
the
And that's a
DC, so
crit.
that is going to be a crit.
Let's
So what you're
go.
going to do is you're going to go ahead and roll your damage
Yep.
and double it.
Oh, sweet. All right, real good. Not amazing. It's 8.
8, and that's doubled.
Yes. I rolled a
Okay.
4.
No, it's okay. So this is more of like a hazardy type of thing, like it's a terrain thing as much as it is a person or something like that. So
Mhm.
I'm imagining it a bit more on like a break threshold style of thing. So with 8, your arrow like just so directly embeds right in the center of the stalagmite, and you see it begin with that damage to crumble and crack around the top of it, right, like spreading outwards. And you know that with one more hit, it's going to fall. Like you did enough
Cool.
through damage that it's about to absolutely crumble.
Perfect. Now I also have running reload.
Perfect. So if you use an action as to move, you can reload with that action. You don't have to do 2 separate
Fantastic.
actions for it.
Amazing. So I would like to continue moving forward.
Okay.
I also have fleet, so that means I move a little bit faster
Thanks.
than my little dwarven legs normally go. So I think if my normal speed is 25, then I have 30.
Yeah, an extra 5
Cool.
feet, absolutely.
Sweet. Then I will do the whole 30 reload and shoot again. Now I roll my d20 at a -4, 5.
So your second roll you can do, is it agile? I don't think so. Just go ahead and do it at a -5.
At a -5.
But we all also have +1 to our attacks because of bless. That
Oh, excellent.
Creditors put on us.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. I can't do maths. It's 18.
18.
17, sorry.
Okay. So all you needed this, when you've passed its break threshold, all you needed was to do, you're going back for the stalactite? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and
So
through
with
my-
enough
my
of that,
previous bolt.
go ahead and roll that damage for me.
Yes. 8.
Wow. Yeah. So at this point, you kind of shatter through like the cracks that were forming. You just need to like budge it, and instead you just like shatter right through it, and you watch it
Nice.
absolutely pummel down, right over over Amara, basically. And it's gonna shatter outwards. Now with this movement, with this immediate action, starting the initiative, they're interrupted as they were not aware of you in this, like you got there before they could react. So you do this, it starts shooting down. You watch it, you watch her look up, and she just like starts to scream. She's like, ah! And as it comes crashing down and the rubble kind of shoots outwards, you see Orion turn around and just look at you with eyes wide. Shit. And at that point, you see like him look over to his wife, and he's like, she didn't do, oh god, okay, I can explain, please hold on. You notice his accent is completely different.
I think Elias is like stopped in a cool like holding crossbow position, and it's just gone. And then he turns to the others and goes, "Did I just almost kill someone when I wasn't supposed to?"
Please, this looks really incriminating, I understand. Are we pausing? So are we pausing?
I'm not sure yet.
I mean, I was gonna wait for my turn to be like, I want to read their minds.
Oh, true. So you could read it in like a 30-foot radius. You are not close enough, so you're gonna have to get a little bit closer to do this. So in this moment, we'll say if nobody's immediately like, because it would be after Orion, it would be you, Relic. If you wish to interrupt his pleads, otherwise he's like, listen. So what's going on here is she is not who she says she is. And fuck. And then he just reaches out to the lifeless dolls and he's like, oh, go. And so you see the lifeless dolls like start to light up. And this time, instead of the blue glow, they have red glows.
Of course they
which, for
do.
anybody that knows, lifeless dolls do show the alignment of whose like soul they are a part of, basically. And with that, Relic, if you wish to go from there.
Okay, wait. So, all right. So they made it clear that this is an attack. This is not a. They're giving up on trying to
I
convince
think
us.
they go full iRobot on you.
Yeah. No. Relic will take my shield and mace, and I'll actually like hold them out to my side. And the you'll just see I've got like a gem in my chest, and it starts to light up and glow with divine energy, and I am going to fire a divine lance. It looks like this takes up 2 actions. So I think I can do it twice since we have 4 on this first turn. So I'm just going to fire both of them at the 2 dolls.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and roll.
All right, so that's...
Is this, do you do that once, or is it like multiple attack penalties?
Sorry, it's 2 attacks, yeah. So the first
Okay.
one is an 18, or 19 with the +1.
Yep.
And
Hits.
then the second spell attack is a 28. So the first one does only 7 damage, and the second one does 10 damage.
Perfect. So the second one being 1 below a crit. I'm so sorry. But
so close.
as you do this, they shoot through them. They take the damage. You see them like crack a little bit, like almost like porcelain. But they don't. They're still up.
Okay.
Oh, was that an attack roll that you included the +1 from Bless for?
Let me see my history. I rolled a 27 plus 1 would make it a 28. So
With
so
that,
not
now it's more of a crit.
Let's go! Hashtag bless.
With that, go ahead and double one of those damages. I know you had 7 damage on one of them. Do you want me to
And-
make that one a
sure, yeah,
14?
make that a 14, yeah.
Perfect.
Unless baby
Okay.
coming in crit.
Let's go. With this, they are. Is there anything else on your turn?
No, that's it.
Perfect. Kren.
All right, I'm playing in this too. I was just like, so fun, you guys.
You guys are doing great.
Right, exactly. So we are going to. So there are a few people besides the unconscious person in the middle of the room. How far away are they from each other? Like 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet?
Okay, so Orion's in the middle. Each soulless doll is about like 15 feet from him, and then his wife is like 20 feet in the other direction, where there's now rubble. You don't see the wife, and the rubble comes down, and yeah.
Okay. Well, then I guess the separate question: is there anyone within a 5-foot space of each other at all?
No, not really. Everyone's spread out right
Okay, that's fine.
now. You are all. You can do it on yourself.
Oh, I don't know this particular spell. I don't think so.
Okay.
But
want
I
another
appreciate the
fireball?
follow-up. I can't cast that high. But I will say, because who was it that was talking that was like, forget it? Was that the wife?
Orion. No.
Okay.
The
Oh,
wife.
it was Orion.
was not doing anything from when you
Okay,
got
cool.
down here. The wife was
Except
just
for
standing in
screaming.
the corner.
Okay. Yeah.
And then got piled on by rubble and stalactite, good stuff.
Okay. So I
doing
looked to
great.
Orion. I looked to Orion, who was about to be like, "No, we're totally cool," and like then, was like, "Get him!" To the dolls. All right, look. I've had it up to here. I've nearly been killed like 45 times at this point. I'm just a detective trying to do the right thing. And you're just not allowing that to happen. Whatever this is, it's bollocks. And I would rather you just show me a good time at this point. And I'm gonna move up 10 feet as I say that, and then just kind of, and I'm gonna cast Hideous Laughter on him.
Ooh, okay. What's the DC for my save? And what save?
It's a will save, and it's a DC of 20.
Well, with a natural 10, I don't believe that's gonna get me there. Let me triple check real quick.
Sure.
No, it does not. So what happens?
What did you total? What did you roll in completely?
It is a 10. Oh my god, where is it? Oh, there it is. 19.
19. Okay. Ooh, so barely failed. So you are slowed 1 and cannot use reactions as he kind of rages and then puts it back and takes out these like little like maracas and then that's all. That's what he starts to do. That's what they start to do. I don't know their pronouns.
It starts to like just clang through his head in like this echoing pattern, and is just clutching his head, and he's like, no, you don't understand. And you see him continuously looking towards the pile of rocks. Next up, Karnath.
I saw one more action because of the fourth.
Okay. Sorry.
And so I'll go ahead and raise my shield, but as I'm just in case, as I do that, I'm sorry, what?
Excellent. Karnath.
Karnath will sprint over to the mayor, who's on the ground there.
Okay. At this point, and you do have to go like towards Orion for that.
Yep. Oh yeah, going
Okay.
straight for it. And I will look at Orion, and I will try to read his mind. I guess as an action, possibly. I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll let you do that for free, actually.
Okay. Sure.
And as you step into this like bubble, as Orion enters the bubble from you running forward, though a little dazed from the hideous laughter that is like echoing through his mind right now, there is one strong thought that continues to just scream into your mind, and she has been torturing me with riddles for years now. I was going to use this ritual to get rid of her. And like everything's going wrong. No, please, no. And you see him again glance towards the pile of rubble.
Okay. Dan doesn't know how to handle that.
Oops.
So he looks very confusedly at whatever it is. He's the only one, other than the dolls, I assume, that are remotely in this combat scenario.
Real close, yeah, in this immediacy.
Okay, I'm gonna look at him and I'll say, riddles are not one thing to get rid of. You get rid of the riddle. You solve it. You get smarter. You do not get rid of the person creating them. And I will look over at him, and you will see like a gleam in my eye, like the golden flecks will like flicker towards him, almost like like catching like a cat's eye, like a flashlight. And I will use my intimidating glare, which is essentially
Hell
I'd like
yeah!
to demoralize him.
Okay. So go ahead and roll for me.
Okay.
Given the situation, go ahead and take a +2 to it.
Okay, so +2, that is an 18.
And that is against his will DC, correct?
Demoralize is against. Oh shoot.
Oh,
Oh, come on, give me the thing. Just describe it to me, please. I assume so.
Yeah.
I don't have it.
We'll go for that for now. It's all
Yep.
good. Which would not be enough for that because DC is +10 to it. So with that, you see him look right back at you and meet you straight into the eye. And he's like, "No, not her." And he points to the mayor. Her, and he points to the rubble.
Real quick.
Yeah.
It's demoralize is
mess up.
a intimidation check against the target's will DC.
Perfect. And so in that moment, is there anything else on your turn, Karna?
Raise a shield.
Okay.
And oh god, nothing else. I'm literally, I don't want to waste one. I don't look. I want to check the individual on the ground. Is she conscious?
Yes, she is.
Okay, that would be my
She's
action.
shallow
I'd like to
breathing and she seems
medicine
to
or something
be-
like that.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. With that moment, that sense of relief that washes over you, Elias, he's like, "Oh, I did it. I didn't do wrong. I did good."
Woo!
Until the pile of rubble begins to shift.
There it
Oh
is.
no!
And pebbles
dear.
slowly begin to fall, and then slowly heavier, larger, broken stalactite pieces break off and tumble down as something begins to build from within it, and much larger than what was originally there, which was a medium-sized human. First thing you see is a golden paw step forward out of the rubble, and a large, full sphinx emerges from this pile. Oh my. Unfortunately, it looks like we're running out of time. So I don't quite know what we can do about this, but you know what?
We
This
win.
isn't
That's what
really
happens.
I had
We won.
in mind. Well, I'm sure I'll just get to see you all again. But before I leave, and you hear the cackling and the giggling and this like overlapped laughter begin to echo in this chamber sourcelessly. Crack me, make me, tell me, play me. What am I? But before you can answer, you blink and each of you find yourselves walking up to the manor as evening begins to set.
Fuck
As
me.
once again the Sphinx has decided that let's try this another way, another time. And perhaps another time you'll find the answer to that riddle and get yourself a hero point to start with.
Amazing.
Dang it!
I
That
will
was so
totally
awesome,
give credit
Sarah.
to chat. Thank you.
Yeah.
If anybody got that last one. Thank you all so very, very much. We are 5 minutes over, so I don't want to take any much more time than this. This was wild. I wasn't expecting it. I love it so very much. I already have thoughts for
Welcome to charity streaming, Jimmy.
yeah, oh god,
Hey,
oh
you know
gosh.
what? Hey, for your first
It's amazing.
time to be able
You
to
did
do
incredible,
that and
dude.
also charity stream, you did
So
awesome.
good.
And
Yeah, you did
Thanks
awesome.
so much.
You did awesome. You did so good.
I've definitely learned a thing or two, I won't lie. But I will say thank you on the spot for making me figure out how to do this thing. And I love it so much. You guys were amazing. To everybody, this is their first time playing Pathfinder 2. You did amazing. I'm glad we got at least one round of combat in for everybody and got those extra actions in there. This was such a blast. Again, thank you to every single person in chat that has come to hang out with us and support us, as well as donate. This is really, truly for an amazing cause. I want to give everybody the quickest of outros. Let's be respectful of the next group to come, so we don't want to delay things too much. Y'all, I've been Syrup of Waffles Maple Syrup. If you want to see me a little less panicked, probably still this much panicked, you can catch me on Outcast and Outclassed over on the Waffles Maple Syrup channel. Again, huge thank you to Waffles for laying the groundwork for this amazing one shot, which I then completely derailed. Let's go around super quick. Let's go, Nick.
Yeah. Hi. Also, as Jess pointed out, there isn't another group after us, so I'm actually going to proceed. So I got into D&D. It started when I was 9.
Okay,
and
Nick, I fucking love you so much.
Hold on, let me go get some popcorn.
All right.
Yeah, so no, my name is Nick, and tonight I played Relic. This was so much fun. Thank you, Ada and Cass. This was great to get to play with everyone and get to be a part of this. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Scry Society, where I usually stream monthly charity streams. I'm currently on hiatus, and I am toying with the idea of returning, but on not a monthly scale, on maybe more of like a bi-monthly or quarterly or something like that. But I really do want to get back into it and do this kind of stuff and help raise money for charity. So when I'm not doing that, I am community managing for Shard Tabletop, a 5th edition D&D VTT. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm really excited. Thank you, Jess, for inviting me to be a part of this. And yeah, I'll popcorn it over to Nadine.
It's me. I'm Nadine. I've been playing just the bundle of stress and tired FedEx driver that is Elias Fawkes. I've had a blast playing Pathfinder. What a great system. And thank you so much to Syrup for guiding me on my first journey. I've had a great time. You can find me NE_actor, Twitch and Twitter. I don't do this Twitch stuff too much often anymore, but you'll find me on Twitter announcing when I'm playing games like this. Normally, at this time zone, I would be playing a Pirates game of D&D over on Matehi's channel with some super cool cats. We've got Emma Panada, who has just successfully launched All the Witches, which I'm sure some of you might have heard of, which is just the coolest thing in the world. Check it out if you haven't. And also working on a cowboy TTRPG bull crap. I saved it. It's just
smooth.
A little cowboy game, quick cowboy game, which I am having so much fun with offline. But yeah, have me in your stuff. I'll popcorn it over to Dan.
Hi, everybody. You can find me everywhere online at Nat1Fun. My name is Dan Munoz, and I am a TTRPGer, just like everybody else here. I do a lot of stuff with Dungeons and Dragons, but I love branching out and playing one-shots and or games. I've played everything from Cyberpunk to Pathfinder to Morkborg to actually next weekend. Is it next weekend or the weekend after? The 22nd. I will be playing my first online game of Star Trek Adventures. So you can catch me on that_D'Angelo as we go and play a game of homies in space. As we play some excellent Star Trek. So if you're a Star Trek fan, that is definitely something you should check out. That is, like, I guess, my most upcoming project. If you want to catch stuff that I'm doing though online, I am currently working as the video producer for Alchemy RPG. I am working on their Kickstarter video, and I'm doing a few other things for Hero Forge as a technical producer. And I got a lot of stuff again, but all behind the scenes. So sometimes when you see something, I might promo it on my Twitter because I'm like, hey, I did the thing. That's me. but you won't necessarily see my face every time. But there you go. That's what I do. Duval.
Hey everybody, my name is Jacob Blick, Duval King Jacob, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere one can be found. And I'm not really doing all that much at all. Tuesday, typically Telltale Fields of Wonder over on the Amphitheater right now. We actually just wrapped that. So right now we're doing Duval's Gimme Journey on Tuesday nights, which is my retro video game show where I play a bunch of really cool games. So check that out, 8 p.m. Eastern time over there on the Amphitheater. Wednesdays, Misfits of Alceta over on That's How We Roll _ on Twitch as well. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Bi-weekly Thursdays, I'm either A, hanging out with one GM Badass _ Syrup over here, continuing my journey of emotional damage and trauma. Legit made me cry on Thursday. It was a very special episode. We're in between our season 1 and season 2, so we're doing some character one-on-one, so it's a really good time to hop on if you've never watched Outcast and Outclass. That is typically bi-weekly Thursdays over on Waffles Noodle Syrup. The other Thursday, Arkenhold University, because I just love magical schools, so I'll play some on some D&D as well over on the Amphitheater. So that is on Thursdays. Saturday currently, i.e. today, at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern time over on D&D Jordan Lee's channel. I'm guesting on Ampistrino, and more emotional damage is happening over there. And then lastly, on Sundays, I'm on Somatic Games Twitch channel, either as the DM of Duval and Dragons, which would have been last Sunday. This Sunday is Dragonlance Dragons Rebirth, where Maddie is in the DM seat, and instead of I'm giving him emotional damage, he's giving it to me. So we continue to go back and forth, balance. That's how it works. So yeah, not really doing anything, like I mentioned. Speaking of someone that is really awesome, though, Syrup, what are you doing?
Hey, what's up? Like we just mentioned, y'all, we're working really hard behind the scenes to get ready for season 2 of Outcast and Outclass. We're going to do some fun things to hopefully help catch you up on the story. So if you've never seen season 1, don't worry about it. Just come on in for emotional damage and laughs. Not in that order. And a lot of amazing roleplay from some really amazing players. That show blows me away every time. I'm honored to be in it at all. It's wild. I just sit back and watch the players just role play and blow my mind. It's great. So I think it's really, really special. So please, if you are interested in learning a little bit of Pathfinder 2e, it was also a lot of those players' first time playing Pathfinder 2e. I think it's a wonderful introduction. We follow the Strength of Thousands adventure path, which is so beautifully diverse, and I love it so very much. So if you want a taste of the setting and work that Paizo does behind the scenes for that diversity and representation, as well as diverse and amazing cast, incredibly talented cast. Check it out, Outcast and Outclass. And I don't know, plug something, subscribe on YouTube. Got it.
Yeah. Look at you. No, that's it from us. Thank you all so much for your time.